是。
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. If you can hear me, please let me know you can hear me. If you can hear me loud and clear, let me know in the chat that you can hear me. Whether you're on Zoom or you're on YouTube, let me know if you can hear me. Good evening, everyone. Let me know if you can hear me. Good evening. Confirm if you can hear me. Okay, Lina, thank you. Marianne, thank you. Peter, good evening. Okay, Temitokba, good evening. Chiamaka, good evening. Okay, so I'd like you to tell me where you're watching me from. Let me know where you're joining the class from and what you do. Let me know where you're joining the class from and what you do. So tell me in the chat where you are watching the class from and what you do. Okay, Ida says from Abuja, Mabel, Lagos, Nuruddin, Osun State. I'm a freelancer from Enugu, Akwa Ibom, Ibadan. Remember to tell me what you do. Okay, somebody said I'm watching from Ghana, from Zamfara. Civil servant from Ogun State. I'm a skin therapist from Makurdi, a graduate from Akure. I'm a student from East Imo, okay? Some of you are only telling me where you're watching from. What about what you do? I'd like to know those that I'm meeting this evening, so that would help me in my course of training as well. I graduate from Delta. I'm watching from Benin City. A lab technologist from Akure. A bead maker from Lagos. A data analyst from Ibadan. Interesting. I'm into Adire, wow, from Oshogbo. The fashion designer from Akwa Ibom. The software designer from Lagos. A teacher. Interesting. How about those of you on YouTube? An interpreter from, oh, I missed that part. Is it from Edo State? So remember to tell me where you're watching from and what you do. Cashier from Lagos. A makeup artist from Ogun State, okay? I'm doing this to save time to get more people to join us. So very soon we'll start. I'm a consultant from Ibadan. A makeup artist from Lagos. I'm into small chops, okay? I am also from Lagos, Nigeria as well. A student of mass communication from Lagos. A baker from Port Harcourt, okay? A businesswoman from Ekiti State. Interesting. Interesting. It's nice to meet all of you. If you're here and you haven't told me where you're watching from and what you do, please do, so more people can join us. Okay, now confirm if you can see my face clearly, because in the course of this training, it is important that you see what my mouth is doing. This is a training on diction, pronunciation. It has to do with how you speak. And one of the things that helps us speak better is how we use our speech organs. Your lips, your teeth, your tongue, your jaw, your chin. So please confirm if you can see my face clearly so we can kickstart. It's nice to read from all of you. An hotel manager from Lagos, Lokoja student and business. Dorcas from Lagos, I'm a fashionista. You look beautiful. Thank you, Peter. Paul from Ilorin, a fashion designer in Ogun State. Doreen, a makeup artist. Okay, a businesswoman from Lagos. You can see my face clearly. Okay, yeah, that's it. I just need you to see my face. Okay, Jacinta from Lagos, interesting. Okay, you're glowing. I can see your face clearly. Thank you, Clara. Okay, so let's get to it. So again, my name is Olubukola RB Agbalaya. For the sake of those that are just meeting me for the first time, my clients call me the Diction Queen. And this evening, we will be learning together how to speak clearly without sounding fake. And that is tagged Elevate Your Diction. Somebody is requesting access to record. Don't worry, the recording will be sent to the group. After the webinar, you'll get a link to watch the recording. So please don't send the request again to avoid distracting me. Thank you. So before I kickstart, I'd like you to quickly retrieve your pen or a pencil, get a book, and of course, get bottled water. If you have biscuit, popcorn, please get it. It's going to be a fun, long learning hours. So have something around you to help you stay hydrated, like water, energy drink, and of course, biscuit. And most importantly, get a pen and a book so you can take notes as we learn together. Again, my goal this evening is to share with you a 3-step formula that will enhance your diction. So what do I mean by diction? A lot of people feel diction has to do with changing your voice and sounding different or sounding in a funny way. In fact, I hear people say things like, oh, I don't know how to roll my tongue like you, so I can sound nice. Now, diction is not about rolling your tongue. It is not about talking through your nose. It is not even about sounding different. It is more about sounding correct, speaking a language correctly and clearly. It might interest you to know that every language has its diction, whether you are Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa, or even from Ghana. We all have our native languages. And our native languages, there are ways other people will speak our native languages and you feel like this person is murdering my native language. That is because the person is not speaking it with good diction. And there's a way someone will speak your native language. You'll be like, really? I never knew you speak Yoruba so well like this. Same with English. There are ways that you speak it that makes people feel like, okay, this person is still learning it, or this person is trying, this person is speaking well. And there are ways you speak that people would want to listen. So when you speak it correctly, the way it should be spoken, like the native, the owners of the language, and you speak it in a way that is clear, people do not have to strain their ears to hear what you're saying. We say that you're speaking it with good diction. So good diction is about you being natural, being authentic to yourself. You don't have to sound different. You don't have to sound like cartoon. You do not have to sound like AI. You do not have to talk through your nose or even change your voice. Just be yourself and speak the language correctly and clearly. So one of the things that differentiates me from other diction teachers is that I love when my clients speak English correctly without sounding fake. I love it when they're natural and authentic to themselves. Have you heard Chimamanda speak? Have you heard Genevieve speak? Have you heard Funke Akindele speak English when she really wants to speak it prim and proper? Have you heard what's this woman's name? There are quite a number of Nollywood actor and actresses who speak English well without them sounding fake or trying to sound like Obama or sound like Trump or sound like who they are not. And that is good diction. So tonight we will learn 3 steps that will help you enhance such diction skill, such that when you open your mouth to speak English, you do not have to be fake. You do not have to sound like another person before you speak English eloquently and fluently. And of course, if you stay to the end, you're going to get the exact system that I used to go from mumbling to being constantly heard. There was a time in my life that I was struggling to speak as well. So if you're here and you feel like I can't speak at all, I remember those days I was in the university I would rather not talk, not because I do not know what to say, but because I'm scared that if I say, people would laugh because they would always laugh. So I would rather keep quiet. And if I must talk, I will mumble. I will not open my mouth. I'll just speak under my breath so that you will not even hear what I'm saying well, because the confidence wasn't there. So the steps that I used to move from that point to speaking with crystal clear diction that commands attention anywhere I speak is what I will be sharing with you tonight. Again, I will wait a second to be sure you have got your pen, you've got your book, you've got a cup of water, if you have biscuit or popcorn. Very well. Now let's consider this scenario. What will happen if you were paid more money for something just because of how you sound? So we have fashion designers in the room, we have lecturers, we have civil servants, students, graduate teachers. Imagine whatever you're doing right now, people can pay you more because you're sounding better. I hope you know that in this part of the world, there's a way you sound that people feel like you're better than them. They respect you more. They have better perception of you. And of course, they can pay you more for something. Or what if you landed a dream job without submitting a CV or going for an interview simply because you speak English fluently? This has happened to me over time. What will happen if you speak English so flawlessly and rhythmically in your Nigerian accent? If you're Ghanaian, someone said she's watching from Ghana, in your Ghana accent, or you're speaking English correctly, that your client, your customers, your neighbors, your students fall in love with you. I'm aware that this will sound unbelievable to some of you because I never believed it at first until I experienced it. So I remember a day in my life where I went to visit an old friend who was working as a newscaster at the time. I got to her office, we got chatting, we were having a chit chat, and then someone walked in and asked, "Would you love to be on TV?" I didn't pay attention because it's a new arena. It's not my office. I don't know her. And my friend said, "She's talking to you." I looked up and smiled. Of course, I would have loved to be on TV then, but I had my reasons. I got a job to read the news without being a mass communication student, without submitting CV, without asking for help, just because of how I speak. Remember, I used to be someone who had no confidence to speak before, but now I am getting opportunities because of how I speak. Now, the same formula that I used was what I used for lots of my clients. And this particular client, Esther, at the time when I met her years ago, she was working as a teacher then, though she was a trained mass communication student. But at the time I met her, she was working as a teacher. After I taught her, after she implemented all that I taught her, she got a job with one of her TV networks without necessarily going through the hassle of submitting CV here and there. Here is Esther. Her name is Esther Kalu. You can check her up on Facebook or on LinkedIn. She sent this. She posted this on Facebook in 2019. That was after the training. I met Esther. We got talking. And she mentioned that, oh, she's a mass communication student. And one of the reasons why she's here is to access opportunities. She has tried to be on TV and on radio, but somehow she's not getting it. So she felt she needed to work on her speaking skill. She enrolled on our course. We got started. And one thing I love about Esther, Esther did everything I asked her to do. Let me talk about that quickly so that everyone here tonight would also get the same result. Now, there are a few things you must do to help you speak well. First is learning, and that's why we are here. We're here to learn this evening. Second is practicing. How do you practice? That is the question. Because when you learn and you do not practice, what happens is you know it, but you can't showcase it. And remember, this is a speaking class. You must be able to showcase it. Imagine I come to your front and I'm talking like I'm speaking anyhow, and I said I want to teach you how to speak better. Would you believe me? No. So this is something that you must be able to showcase. To showcase it, you must practice it. How do you practice it? As we learn, I will be emphasizing my manner of articulation, my placement of articulation and all. As I do that, please pay attention. So when I tell you to watch my mouth, see if my mouth is opened or not, see where my tongue is, see where my jaw is. As I say all of those things, make sure you pay attention. When I pronounce a word, make sure you try to pronounce the same word. You mimic me. There's a technique called shadowing in speaking. Shadowing is just like a child that is mimicking another person. But in this situation, nobody would scold you for mimicking the diction queen. So feel free to mimic me throughout this lesson. Feel free to pay attention to my speech organs throughout this lesson. Now, after the lesson, when you want to practice what you have learned, you want to try to do the same thing. So for words that mouth were well opened, you want to make sure your mouth is well opened as well. For words that my mouth isn't opened, you want to make sure you retain that position. Practice, very important. Esther did these two things, and in less than 6 weeks, Esther got results, and I was able to mention her to the same TV station that asked me to be a newscaster on their TV. Because, of course, I didn't take the opportunity. And they were glad to work with Esther. Not because I recommended her, but because Esther has what they needed as well. So sometimes it's not all about knowing somewhere. It's also about having the skill. Let's assume after the class, Esther didn't practice and nothing changed in how she speaks. I will not be proud enough to recommend her. And if I manage to, they might not consider her. So if you really want how much you have paid, your time, your data, and everything to be worth it, do not just learn. Practice along with me. Very important. Pay attention to my speech organ. Very important. That's why I emphasize if you can see my face. I have spotlighted myself, so I believe everyone should be able to see me. Here is another feedback from Esther. She posted these on LinkedIn about, I think that was in 2023 or so. You can also search as same name. And I want you to pay attention to a second and third paragraph where she said, relocating as a journalist from the city of Ibadan to Lagos, Nigeria, after the NYSC program, left me wondering how to get a job in the media in a city where the big TV and radio stations are located. While I waited for the media breakthrough, I attended various training sessions, one of which included the Diction coach training, thanks to Olubukola R.B. Agbalaya, who mentioned an offer at Core TV. She finally connected me. Like I said, I was able to connect her because she learned and practiced. So you need to learn and practice as well. So let's get to it. So I understand that some of you might have previously undergone diction training, but you have not experienced desired improvement. The reason might be that you only learned, you didn't practice. Another reason might be that what you learned isn't the proven formula. So the formula I will be sharing with you today is the exact formula I used for Esther, the exact formula I used for myself, and the exact formula I have used for my clients from different part of the world. I have clients in almost everywhere in the world. The UK, the US, South Africa, Ghana, Kenya, Nigeria, just name it. So this is the same formula we will be learning tonight. So let's get to it. What exactly is this formula I am talking about? This formula is what I tagged declare. If you're with me, type declare in the comments. If you're on YouTube or you're on Zoom, type declare in the comments. That is the formula we will be learning. Declare is an acronym, meaning that each letter in that formula has its meaning. The D has its meaning, the I has its meaning, the C has its meaning. But there are two C's, they have different meanings, the L, the E. Each letter has its meaning, and each letter has 3 steps. So tonight we're going to learn the first letter, the D, and its 3 steps. And remember, the objective is not just to learn, but to learn and practice. I am here to help you learn, but you have to practice on your own. So as we learn together, pay attention to my speech organs again and try to do what I do. I hope you have your book to take notes, and I hope you have water because you will be doing a lot of talking. Are we ready? So remember, the formula is declare. Yes, yes, yes. I love the energy. So let's get to it. The D, like I said, has its meaning, and it stands for Diction Fundamentals. Diction fundamental. Let's look at that word, fundamental. A lot of people will pronounce the word as fundamental. No. Pay attention to the A and the L at the end of that word. When we are pronouncing words that have A and L, we are not, when we're pronouncing words that have suffix A and L, what is a suffix? A suffix is a group of letters. It can even be one letter that you add at the end of a word. So look at this word. The word itself should be fundament, right? So the word itself is expected to be fundament. Fundament. But when I add A and L to it, it becomes fundamental. The A and L there is an example of a suffix. Anytime you have letter A and letter L as a suffix in a word, please, when pronouncing it, try to silence the letter A sound. Pay attention to my mouth. So instead of saying fundamental, an average person will say fundamental to tal. That is wrong. Remember, when you have suffix A and L, the A there, silent it. Act as if the A is not there. And simply say fundamental t and l. Leave the A. Do not pronounce the A. Fundamental. So the D in my acronym DECLARE stands for Diction Fundamentals. And just as you have heard, Diction Fundamental, it is the building block. It is the foundation for clear and effective communication. If you're here tonight and your objective is not just to speak, but to speak clearly and effectively with beautiful voice, without twisting your tongue, changing your voice, or trying to sound like another person, without making it sound like you're forcing it, then do not joke with Diction Fundamental. For some of us that watched Jennifer, that home series, if you remember the episode where Jennifer and Adaku traveled and they were deported, and then at a point, they got back to Nigeria, and Jennifer wanted to let every other person know that I have traveled before. She started to form my English. She started sounding English. Started talking in a very funny and ridiculous way. What happened there is Jennifer traveled there. Jennifer listened to the rhythm of English, which is like the last step in my fundamental, in my steps, in my formula, the R there. Jennifer only listened to the rhythm, got back home, started speaking English using only the rhythm. And because of that, Jennifer sounded so poor, sounded worse than an average Nigerian when it comes to speaking English. She sounded like, yeah, don't drive like that, drive like this. I don't know, you must have had some children also in school, all in the name of diction. They speak so funnily. They say things like, may I use the restroom, please? Miss Bukola, good morning. That is not diction. If you're a teacher here, if you're a school owner here, your pupils sound like that. That is not diction. There's something they're missing out. And it might be diction fundamental. It might be the first step. As a Yoruba child or Yoruba woman, when I was in secondary school, that was the first time I started learning Yoruba. The first thing my Yoruba teacher taught me were the sounds of Yoruba. So I wonder why in school, when we're learning English, the first thing they teach us are the letters of English instead of the sounds of English. If you want to learn French, they teach you the sounds. You want to learn Igbo, you want to learn Hausa, they teach you the sounds. To learn a language, to speak a language, the first step is mastering the sounds, not the letters. And English is a very funny language, such that the sounds and the letters are not, they do not have a strong bond. Their bond isn't strong. So that is why you see letter A in a word sounding A as an apple. You see another word with the same letter A sounding O as in was. You see another word with the same letter A sounding air as in parent. You see another word with the same letter A sounding as in above. And so on. The letters of the English alphabet are not phonetics in nature. They do not work accordingly. Some would sound this way. In another word, the sound changes. In another word, the sound changes. In another word, the sound changes etc. That is one of the reasons why you must learn diction fundamentals. It also helps you to avoid spelling issues. So under my first letter D, diction fundamentals, like I stated, I have 3 steps. The first step is clear articulation. Clear articulation. You must be able to clearly say the sound in word. So that by the time you finish saying all the sounds, the word is well formed and people can easily understand you. Imagine you're trying to say under and you say under. It's not the same. The second step is pronunciation rules. There's some rules that you must learn and you must master to help you speak better every time you want to speak. And the last step in the first letter, declare, is connected speech patterns. Have you ever watched a movie and it seems like you can hear what the person is saying, or maybe you're listening to news or even to music, and it seems like I can hear the first word, I can hear the last word, but the middle of that sentence, it seems like this person has done a abracadabra, or this person has said a word that I've not heard before in my life. Sometimes it might not be a word you've not heard before. It might be that they have connected the words. In English, there are ways you speak that 2, 3 words can be said as one. Connected speech would help you speak English better. It would also help you understand English speakers, so that when you meet them, you don't embarrass yourself and start asking over and over again, please come again, please, what did you say? I've worked with a lot of women that will say things like, I traveled out of Nigeria to go help my daughter-in-law or to go help my daughter, and I have problems communicating with my grandchildren. You don't want to be such a mother. It's not funny. They do not enjoy their stay there. Imagine going to a new environment and those that you even feel their family, you can communicate with them. It's different when you can't speak English at all. Forget all the hype of who English help. Go on social media. I've seen a lot of skits from TikTok, what do they call them, influencers that will travel abroad and they will show you how they struggle their first few weeks to understand these people or even to communicate what they want. I've met Nigerians who enroll for international courses and their confidence drained right there because they're in a class where they're the only African and it sounds funny when they speak. I've met people lose opportunity because there's some organizations, there's some companies that would never joke with how you speak because they know that when you go out there, you're representing them. Did you not want to be represented otherwise? And I've met people, wife of proposed governors and big stakeholders that will tell you they can't speak up because they are scared that people will do a recording of them and put it on social media and they become a laughing stock. So if you're here, I congratulate you. Let's get to it. So what is the first step again? Clear articulation. What do you need to do to start to clearly articulate your words? Remember, speaking with correct diction is not about faking it or sounding phone. It's different from phone. Phone in Nigeria is you just sounding, hello, good afternoon. I need a cup of water. There are lots of people that have beautiful voices, that have these accent thing, but when you listen very well, they're saying rubbish. You don't want to be like one of them. So you want to clearly and correctly articulate your words such that as much as you are working on your accent, you're speaking the right thing. I'm not against those that change their accent. If that is what you want, it's fine. But diction is not about changing your accent. Diction is about speaking English in your accent or speaking a particular language in your accent, speaking it well. So you do not have to change your accent. But if you love to change your accent, it's all good and fine. So how do you have clear and precise articulation? Well, let's start by saying what exactly is clear and precise articulation? Now look at the screen. I have a few words. I'd like you to pronounce those words. Look at the first word. How do you pronounce it? Okay? I know some of you will say angry. Okay? Angry. Fine. How do you pronounce this word? Hungry. No. Now let's get to these two words. This is not angry, and this is not hungry. The first word, if you look at the word, it starts with letter A. And the letter A in this word sounds ah. Watch my mouth. My lips are wide open and my jaw drops. Ah. Most times, when we have letter G after letter N, the N and the G comes together to sound and you need your nose to pronounce that sound. Like you're carrying something heavy and you're making that sound. Angry. So it's not angry. I am angry right now. It is not I am angry right now. No. Angry. I hope you can see my mouth. Very important. And wherever you are, try to do what I'm doing. Angry. Not angry. It's not it's because of the G after the N. Now the second word is not hungry. First, we have letter H at the beginning of this word. Letter H is a sound that for you to articulate it correctly, you need to take deep breath. Exhale. The H sound must be heard. Secondly, letter U, no. For those of us that you love to articulate letter U, children, that letter U is off. For a teacher here, you have to stop from today. Please stop misinforming children. Letter U does not sound off. It sounds ah, ah, ah. Watch my mouth. Ah, 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 ah. It's a ah sound, but then you are not opening your mouth wide the way you opened it when you were saying the sound of letter A. When you were saying the sound of letter A, you needed to open your mouth wide. Ah. For the sound of letter U, do not open your mouth wide. Say ah, ah, ah. Also remember, when you have letter G after letter N, you need your nose to articulate it. Act like you're carrying something heavy and then let the hair come out through your nose. So this word is rightly pronounced hangry. Hangry. This is angry. This is hangry. Let's try a sentence. There is a saying that says, a hungry man is an angry man. A hungry, the one with the H, man is an angry man. Here is another sentence. The sentence says, the hungry man is angry. The. Can you see where my tongue is when I was reading THE words? The hungry. The H must be heard. The U, do not open your mouth well. The hungry man is angry. The A here, open your mouth well. If you're clear with that explanation, give me a thumbs up in the chat. If you're clear with that explanation, give me a thumbs up in the chat so I can go to the next set of words. If you're with me and you got that explanation correctly, Rafia, thank you. Dorcas, thank you. Okay, I'll proceed. Thank you, everyone. Now let's get to the next set of words. If you are like my dad will struggle to pronounce these two words. My dad will likely say sheep, sheep. My dad is one of those Nigerians that struggle with the C and H sound. When my dad is trying to pronounce words with CH, my dad ends up saying SH. Now, let me share with you the strategy I taught him and has been working. Whenever you're speaking, please try not to speak too fast. My coach will say, speed kills, both in driving and speaking. When you're driving, speed kills. With when speaking, when you're speaking and you're speaking too fast, you're prone to making mistakes. You might mispronounce your words. It might tell your audience that you're shy or you're unprepared. So one of the things you must know tonight is, if you are a fast speaker, you want to try to work on it, consciously work on it. Slow down. I do not mean you should start talking like Didiri and say, my name is, no. But imagine I come here today and I'm just rushing my words. Will you even understand what I'm saying? You might be lost at some point because I am not even giving you enough room to digest what I am teaching. So when you speak as well, slow down. Aside from helping your audience, you're also helping yourself. So the first thing is to slow down. Anytime you're speaking, and you know that the next word would have a CH or a SH or any sound that you struggle with. We struggle with different sounds. Some people struggle with the R sound. They can't say sound of letter R. They'll keep saying sound of letter L. So any sound you know you struggle with, anytime you want to pronounce a word that has that sound, the first thing is to slow down. Don't be in a hurry to pronounce them. I know sometimes we use it to cover our shame, but sometimes it's doing more damage than good. So slow down. That is the first thing. The second is to position yourself, position your speech organs, the part of your body that you need to say that sound. Position it well so that you can say the sound correctly. What do I mean? Anytime you want to say C and H sound, we expect that your teeth should come together and then release the sound or release the air suddenly, release it fast, like this. Ch, 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 ch. Now, what many of us do is when we put our teeth together, excuse me, when we put our teeth together and we want to release that sound, we end up releasing the sound slowly. The moment you release the sound slowly, you will end up saying the S and H sound. So the difference between the CH and SH articulation is how fast you release the air that you have accumulated while you're trying to make the sound. So first is slow down. Second is prepare your speech organs. Tell your brain that I'm going to release the sound fast, or tell your brain I need to slow down when releasing the sound. It depends on the one you want to pronounce. So if you are pronouncing the CH sound, release the air fast. This way, ch, cheap, much, watch, ranch, patch, etc. If it's time to pronounce the SH sound, release the sound slowly. Wash. Can you hear? Shh. It's different from chip. Sheep. It's different from chip. Can you hear the difference? I believe you can. So if you're all like my dad and Swaff, follow these steps. You will be able to solve that challenge of CH and SH pronunciation. So I have cheap, sheep. Now to the last set of words. Many people pronounce these two words the same way. Bed, bed. Bed, bed. No, they aren't pronounced the same way. The first is bird. Americans go bird. They pronounce the letter R in it. They go bird. British goes bird. Well, the second word is bed. What is the difference between these two words? When you look at the spelling of the first word, you realize that you have letter R after the vowel letter. You have vowel letter I, and after the I, you have letter R. I didn't say Aru, I said R. Americans go R, but don't say Aru. It's not Aru as in rat, no. So because of the R that we have after the vowel I here, the vowel I is expected to make a longer sound. So in English, when you have spellings, when you spell a word, look out for where the R is in that word. Most times, please listen clearly, because there are exceptions to this rule I'm about to mention. Excuse me. So if you have letter R after a vowel, it could be vowel letter A, vowel letter E, vowel letter I, vowel letter O, vowel letter U, any of these 5 vowel letters. Anytime you have letter R after them, the letter R there, if the vowel and the R are in the middle of the word or at the beginning of the word, the R will make the vowel to start to make a long sound. Let me take it again. When you have letter R after a vowel letter, if they are in the middle position or the beginning position, the initial position, the R after the vowel will influence the vowel to make a long sound. So take this word, for example, C-A-T. Normally, we pronounce the word as cat. I have a cat. But if I add letter R to letter A and I have C-A-R-T, because of the R after the A, because the A and the R are in the middle of that word, the A will start to make a longer sound. I will pronounce the word as cart. I saw the cat in the cart. A cat is that thing you push when you go to the supermarket to help you move your stuff. Note that you should never add S to stuff. No matter how many things you have, don't say stuffs. Just say stuff without the S. Let's take another word, T-E-N, 10. If I had letter R to that E there, because it's in the middle of that word, the R will make the E to start to make a long sound. So I would say turn, T-E-R-N, turn. That is a type of a bird that flies. Turn. I saw 10 turns in the room. Not I saw 10 in the room, right? Another word, B-I-D, bait. A lot of people pronounce B-I-D as beat. It's not beat, it's bait. B-I-D, bait. If I had letter R to that I, because they are in the middle of that word, the I will start to make a longer sound. It becomes bird. My father bade for the golden bird. My father bade for the golden, not golden, golden, dun. Watch my mouth. Golden bird. So B-I-R-D is rightly pronounced bird. B-E-D is rightly pronounced bed. Remember, this only happens if the vowel and the R are in the middle of the word or at the beginning of the word. It doesn't happen if they are at the end of the word. Please take note of my exceptions so you do not quote me wrongly when you're trying to educate other people. So all these words, let's go over them again. Angry. Say after me. Hungry. Cheap. Sheep. Bird. Bed. So you might be wondering, how did the diction queen understand all of these things? How is it so easy? It was because I have mastered what is called the IPA. On the screen right now, I have what is called the IPA chart. Remember I mentioned earlier that when you're teaching a language, especially the speaking skills of that language, you must pay attention to the sounds that you have in that language. So in English language, the sounds of the English language is on the IPA chart. And here is one of the, or a sample of the IPA chart. On the IPA chart, there are 44 sounds. Please, these are not letters. Even though you can see letter P, letter B, letter S, they are not letters. They are sounds. These are just symbols. So what exactly is the meaning of IPA? IPA means international. Remember, I have taught you that when you have a word that ends with suffix AL, don't pronounce the A. So it's not international, it's null. International phonetic alphabet. If you're still with me, please type international phonetic alphabet in the chat. If you're still with me and you're learning, type international phonetic in the chat. Thank you, Infinix. Thank you, Rafiat. If you're still with me, type international phonetic alphabet in the chat. Very well. So like I said, on the international phonetic alphabet chart, there are 44 sounds. And out of these 44 sounds, 24 of them are consonant sounds, while 20 are vowel sounds. There are 24 consonant sounds and there are 20 vowel sounds. Now, if you look at the chart properly, you'd realize that we have some sound symbols with yellow background. These are the consonant sounds. And the others are the vowel sounds. I didn't say vowel, I said vowel. Take note of that. So for you to be able to pronounce your words clearly, to have clear articulation, to know that for this word, I need to open my mouth well. For this word, I don't need to open it. For this one, I don't need to even say it at all. You must master all of these 44 sounds. So right now, let's start by learning the consonant sounds. Now, the first sound I have here is the P sound. Remember, it's not letter P. It's a sound, P. To articulate that sound, you need to put your lips together and blow out air, just like you're puffing out the air on a candle or on a matchstick. And we can have it in words like penis. So the word is not penis. For some of us that teach our children sexual education, we don't say penis, we say penis. So imagine somebody's telling you penis and you don't know what penis is. It can be embarrassing. But as much as you know it now, even if you're not using the right pronunciation, when someone says it, you know what they're referring to. You can help your children learn the correct pronunciation as well. Penis. We have pencil. It's not pencil. Don't let your lips shoot out at the end of the word. It's not pencil. It's pencil. There is a L at the end of that word. So let's hear that sound. It is not silent. We have purple. It's not purple. Your mouth or your lips should not shoot out at the end of purple. Also, you have letter R after a vowel letter, and they are in the middle of that word. Because of that, the vowel letter will make a longer sound. Per. So it's not purple. It's purple. I saw a purple pencil. The next sound we have is B. Put your lips together as well and make a stronger sound this time. B. You can have it in words like biscuits. Do not say biscuits. Say biscuit. Basic. The S in this word, don't change it to Z. Basic. Bath. Bathe. I guess some of us don't even know these two words are pronounced differently. Everybody will say bat, 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 bat. Go and take your bat. Go and have your bat. I am batting. No. B-A-T-H is bath. Bath. My tongue is outside because I have T and H in that word. Bath. 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 The second word, B-A-T-H-E, is pronounced bathe. Bathe. Because of the TH as well, my tongue is outside. Bathe. The first, bath, is a noun. So you can say something like, I need to take a bath. Don't take your bath. Don't say my bath or your bath. The bath doesn't belong to you. Just say a bath. Have you had a bath? Have you taken a bath? Have you taken a bath? Do you want to take a bath? Would you have a bath? A bath. Never say your bath or my bath or our bath or their bath. Bath doesn't belong to anyone. Use the article a. Now, if you don't want to use the word bath, you don't want to use the noun, you want to use the verb, bathe. I can then say, have you bathed? Who bathed the baby? I want to bathe. So I want to bathe and I want to take a bath. You're saying the same thing. Just that bath is a noun, bathe is a verb. I believe you're clear on that. We can also have the word birthday. In the word birthday, we have letter R after letter I. Remember? And they're in the middle position. So you have to make them long. Then you have TH. Your tongue has to be outside. Birth. And then you have A and Y at the end of the word. It should be sounded as A. Go slowly. Do shakara and say A. Birthday. Not by day or birthday. It's not day. It's day. Birthday. There's somewhere you will say Monday, Sunday, Tuesday. I'll see you on Wednesday. Not I'll see you on Wednesday. No. Where are you putting your steez? As much as diction is about clarity and correctness, it gives you steez, like the Gen Z will say. It helps you sound unique. Unique not in an anyhow way, in the correct way. In the correct way. Okay, the next sound we have is T. Put your tongue behind your teeth and say T, T, T. You have it in words like tortoise. I hope you're not like my dad. My dad would say tortoise. There's no toys in this word. It's tus. Tortoise. Turtle. Can you see the R after the vowel? We also have the R after the vowel here as well. Tortoise. Make it long. Turtle. Make it long as well. Trophy. So it's not a bottle of trophy. It's a bottle of trophy. Get a bottle of trophy from the fridge. My daughter got a trophy at the competition. Not a trophy. Trophy. The next sound we have is D. I believe you're practicing along. Remember, don't just learn. If you learn, it just stays in your head. You assume you know it. Assume. I didn't say assume. You assume you know it. When it's time to speak it, it becomes difficult. So speak it as I speak it. The more you speak it, the better your speech organs get used to the new way you should be speaking. Some of us, we are above 30 years, some are above 40 years, some are above 20 years. You have been speaking a certain way for those years. Your speech organs are used to it. So it will be difficult at the beginning for them to just change. You need to practice a lot. You need to do a lot of practicing. Practice along with me. That guarantees transformation. Okay. The next sound we have is D. D. The tip of your tongue should touch the upper part of your teeth, the soft part. We call it the soft palate. D. We can have it in words like debt. When you owe someone, we pronounce the word as debt. The B in that word should not be said. D-E-B-T. So you don't say debt. Simply say debt. And when someone dies, we say death. We have T and H in that word, so your tongue should be outside. Death is different from death. We also have December. The C in that word sounds like S. December. And we have deposit. Deposit. The S sounds like a Z. Deposit. Death. Death. December. Deposit. The next sound we have, look at the symbol here. This doesn't look like a familiar letter, right? So this symbol makes the sound that we often hear in C and H. Put your teeth together and release the sound suddenly. Ch, ch, ch. We can have it in words like cheap, match, question. Cheap, match, question. Look at the word question. Sometimes when we have letter S before T-I-O-N, the T and the I there should be sounded like C-H. Question. So it's not question. 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 I have a question. Do you have a question? Yes, I do. I have a question. The next sound I have is J. The sound of letter J. Can you see the symbol as well? It's quite funny. So remember, these are sound symbols. They aren't letters. Like judge. July, not July. My birthday is in July. Not my birthday or my by day is in July. Remember, you do not have to change your voice. Just get the correct pronunciation. My birthday is in July. July, not July. We also have January, not January. 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 Don't say January. The letter A in that word does not sound eh. It sounds ah. Ja, ja, ah, January. Somebody said, I didn't get anything. I can't pronounce it well. To get something, Listen. It's that simple. The first rule of learning to speak better is to listen better. Have you wondered why, when you give birth to a child, it takes some of them a year, some more than a year, to make sounds? What are they doing? They are listening. And you then realize that the sound they have listened more to is the first sound or the first word they would say. Some of them will try to say daddy because they have heard daddy a million times. Why couldn't they say daddy at the first minute they heard daddy? It takes process. That's why I said that you need to practice. Listen like you've not heard all of this before. With an open mind, listen with an open mind. It is when you can hear what I'm saying correctly that you can practice what I'm saying correctly. So the first skill is to listen. When you listen, you will get it. Thank you, Lina. So listen. Okay, back to J, I have judge, July, January. That's why I'm even taking my time to explain how I say each sound. Also, watch my mouth. Ja, not je. A lot of people will say January. It's not je, it's ja. Ah, ja, January. And then we have jelly, jelly. The next sound I have is k, k. This looks like letter K, but it's not letter K. Remember, it's a sound. K. You can have it in words like kudos, not kudos. Kudos. Kudos to my husband, not kudos to my husband. We have cucumber. Do not say cucumber. 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 I love to eat cucumber. I have carpet. When you have words that ends in E and T, like carpet, market, socket, jacket, all of these words, the letter E in that word, in these words, sound A. Watch my mouth. A, A. Like you want to say A, B, C, D, like you're saying the letters of the alphabet. A, carpet, market. So it's not market. Socket, jacket. It's not jacket, and it's not jacket. Kate. Like you're saying the word Kate, a name of a person. Kate. Jacket, market, socket, carpet. And the last consonant sound that I have on this roll is G. You have it in words like gurgle. You have letter R after letter U, so it makes a longer sound. Gurgle. The U must be heard. We also have goggle, and we have Google. Gurgle, goggle, Google. Now let's take these sounds again. Practice along with me. Say after me. Penis, pencil, purple, biscuit, basic, bath, bathe, birthday, belated. So please stop saying happy birthday in arrears. When you're wishing someone's birthday late, don't use arrears. Arrears is used for money. So when you're wishing someone late on their birthday, use the word belated. It means that I know I'm late, right? Belated birthday wishes, not happy birthday in arrears. The next sound, T. Tortoise, turtle, trophy. The next sound, D. Death. The B is silent. Death. Put your tongue outside because of T and H. December. Deposit, not deposit. As in orange. Deposit. The next sound, ch. Cheap. Match. Question. The next sound, j. Judge. July. January. Jelly. The next sound, k. Kudos. Cucumber. Carpet. Market. Socket. Jacket. The last sound on this row, g. Gurgle. Google. Goggle. Very well. Now let's move to the next row, the next set of consonant sounds. The first sound there is f. It looks like letter F. And we can have words like first. Remember, there is letter R after a vowel letter, and they are in the middle. Make it long. First. I saw her first. Not I saw her first. It's not first. It's first. Fuel. Don't say fuel. It's fuel. Off. Father. The letter A in father has a long sound. The T and H, put your tongue outside. Now look at the word father. You have letter R after letter E, but they are in the final position. I had explained earlier that when you have letter R after a vowel letter, and they are in the beginning position or the middle position, you should make them long. But what happens when you have such spelling, a vowel and letter R at the final position? What happens? What happens is that the E and the R should be articulated in the weak form. You articulate them like this. So you go, father. It's not father, and it's not father. Don't open your mouth. When you have words ending in E and R or O and R, do not open your mouth, because the sound it makes is a weak sound. So do not open your mouth. Just make a weak sound, like you're tired and you're murmuring, something like that. Father, father, the. Not father, like the Ghanaians, and not father, like the Nigerians. Father, the, father. The next sound we have is the. And we have words like verbatim, not verbatim, verbatim. We have vegetable, veg. The second letter E is silent. So it's not veggie, it's veg, vegetable. We have vitamin. Don't say vitamin. Say vitamin. Say of. Now take note, when you have O-F-F, the two F's make the sound of one F, off. But when you have O-F, the F here makes the sound of V, of. The next sound we have is a TH sound. It is called the voiceless TH sound. To articulate it rightly, put your tongue in between your teeth and blow air. Put your tongue in between your teeth and blow air. So we go. I hope you can see my tongue outside. We have words such as think, think, anthem, anthem, bath, cloth, think, anthem, bath, cloth. The next sound we have is the. This is also a TH. Now you might be wondering, what's the difference between the voiceless TH sound and the voiced TH sound, the? Now, the differences, listen. Now let's talk about the articulation. The voiceless TH sound, the first sound, the one that was written like theta, like that math symbol. To pronounce that one, put your tongue in between your teeth and blow air. It is like you putting your tongue outside to say the sound of letter T. It is putting your tongue in between your teeth like this, and then you're saying the sound of letter T. So those TH words that an average Nigerian usually pronounce like a T. An average Nigerian will say think. An average Nigerian will pronounce T-H-I-N-K as think, as if it is a T that we have there instead of a TH. Right? So those words that an average Nigerian pronounce as a T, you find them in the voiceless TH. Think. You have it in anthem. An average Nigerian will say anthem using the T sound. But you do not want to use the T sound. Instead, you want to put your tongue outside and say the T sound. Anthem. Another Nigerian will say bath. You want to put your tongue outside and say bath. Another Nigerian will say cloth. You want to put your tongue outside and say cloth. Now for the voiced TH, an average Nigerian articulate words with the voiced TH like a D. You hear them say them, T-H-E-M. They pronounce it like it's a D that is there. They say them. They say smoothie. No. Instead, you want to put your tongue outside and say the D sound. Them. Smoothie. Bathe. Clothes. etc. Now, sometimes you can have words that have T and H, but when you pronounce it, you're not expected to pronounce it as TH. We call those words exceptions. And most times when we have T and H in a name of a person, when we have TH in the name of a person or a name of a place, sometimes the H is usually silent. So when the H is silent, we do not expect you to put your tongue outside. So for example, if I have the word time, T-H-Y-M-E, time, The H is silent in that word, so I will not put my tongue outside. I will pronounce the TH like a T. Another word is Anthony. In the name Anthony, I have TH there, but the H is silent, so I will not put my tongue outside. I also have Esther. In the word Esther, do not pronounce the T and H because the H is silent. Simply say Esther. Am I communicating? If you're clear about the TH sounds, please let me know. Let me do a quick recap. There are two TH sounds. The voiceless TH sound. It sounds like a T. Put your tongue outside and say the T sound. You would hear it in words that have T and H, but an average Nigerian pronounces it like a T. Then we have the voiced TH sound. It sounds like a D. Put your tongue outside and say the D sound. You'd also find it in TH words that an average Nigerian pronounces like a D. Then we have some words that you have TH in their spelling, but when you want to say them, you do not pronounce them like TH. That is because the H is silent. So we have think, anthem, bath, cloth. We also have them, smooth, bathe, clothe. Then we have the exceptions. Time, don't pronounce the TH. Anthony, don't pronounce the TH. Esther, don't pronounce the TH. So let me get your feedback if you're clear about it so we can proceed. Okay, some people are complaining about network. If you're complaining about network, you might need to move around. I believe it's from your end, so you might need to move around to find a suitable place where your network is stronger, or you join via YouTube, if that would be better. And then I am Claire. Kudos to you, thumbs up, so clear and very much understandable. I'm enjoying the class. Thank you for your feedback. How do we know when the H is silent? First, I'd like to say that all your questions, you can write them in your notepad, and when it is question time, you ask. But let me quickly attend to this question. Now, there's some things in English that you cannot just explain. One of them is this. There is no rule to tell us when the H will be silent in the T. So one of the things you can do to know is to consult the dictionary. When you consult the dictionary, before the dictionary will tell you the meaning of any word, they will tell you the pronunciation of the word. The word will be transcribed. So if you want to look at how to pronounce BATH, the word will be transcribed. When the word is transcribed, the TH will be written with this symbol here. But if you look at the word time, you have T and H there as well. The TH will not be written as any of these TH sounds. Instead, it will be written as the T sound. So this tells you that you're not pronouncing the TH here as a TH. They might not explain the reason to you in the dictionary, but it gives you an idea of how to pronounce the word. Another way to know is to listen more to people. So people that you know speak well, listen more to them and consciously learn how words are pronounced. So if you're the type that love to listen to news, or you watch TV series or reels, you want to watch reels or movies or YouTube videos of people that speak better English, so that while you're enjoying, you're catching fun, you're also learning right pronunciations. I hope that answers your question. Now, the next sound we have is S. We can have it in words like see, some. It's not some, some. Excuse me. Ah, some. Base. The S here sounds like a S. It doesn't sound like a Z. Base. Loose. The S here sounds like a S as well. Rise. December. The C in December sounds like a S. So don't say December. December. C, Sam. Base, loose, rise, December. The next sound we have is Z. We have it in zip, zoo, rise. Now look at the word R-I-C-E, rice. The C sounds like a S. R-I-S-E, the S sounds like a Z, rise. Lose, L-O-O-S-E, the S sounds like a S. L-O-S-E, the S here sounds like a Z, not the same. Loose, lose. Rise, rise. The next sound we have, the symbol is a symbol for SH. We have it in sh, as in sheep. Wash. Now, sometimes we can have words spelled with CH, but when you pronounce them, you pronounce the CH like SH, as in the word chef. The C and H in this word is pronounced like SH. So when you have CH words that have French origin, the CH is usually pronounced as SH. Chef. Chevron, not chevron, not chevron. The CH should be pronounced as SH. Chevron. Creche. The CH should be pronounced as SH. Creche. Cash. The CH should be pronounced as SH. Cash. Chevron. Creche. Cash, not cache. The last sound that we have on this roll is j, j, j. We can have it in words like Peugeot. It's not Peugeot and it's not Peugeot. Peugeot, j, Peugeot. The T is silent. Vision. When you have a vowel letter before S-I-O-N, S-I-O-N will sound jeune. Vision, j, 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 vision. Excursion. Also, when you have letter R before S-I-O-N, S-I-O-N will sound jeune. When you have a vowel letter or you have letter R before S-I-O-N, S-I-O-N will sound jeune. Vision, excursion, Peugeot, j, j, j. In Nigeria, when we see a word that ends with S-I-O-N, a lot of us pronounce it as Sean. Sean, Sean, Sean. No. There are some words ending in S-I-O-N that can be pronounced shin, shin. Some can be pronounced jin. How do you differentiate them? It's quite simple. Anytime you have a vowel letter or letter R before S-I-O-N, S-I in that word should be pronounced j. So the S-I-O-N should be pronounced jen. Again, when you have a vowel letter before S-I-O-N, S-I-O-N should be pronounced jen. Like in vision, you have letter I before the S-I-O-N. Because of the letter I there, the S-I-O-N should sound jeune, vision. Another example is excursion. You have letter R before S-I-O-N. Because of the letter R in that word, S-I-O-N should sound jeune. So the first rule says, when you have a vowel letter or letter R before S-I-O-N, S-I-O-N should sound jeune, 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 jeune. Now, when does S-I-O-N sound shun? Anytime you have any other consonant letter apart from letter R, when you have letter B, letter C, letter D, letter F, letter G, any other consonant letter apart from letter R, before S-I-O-N. S-I-O-N will sound shin. Let me take that part again. If you have a consonant letter, except letter R before S-I-O-N, S-I-O-N should sound like S-H, shin, shin, mission, commission. So I can have a sentence like, the vision and mission of the school and clear. Vision ends in S-I-O-N. Mission ends in S-I-O-N. Yet they are not pronounced the same way. Why? Because in the word vision, you have a vowel letter before the S-I-O-N. Vision. J, j, j. In the word mission, you have consonant S before the S-I-O-N. So it is pronounced shin, mission, vision, and mission. The vision and mission of the school are clear. So let's go over these sounds again. All the sounds on this roll and the words. Please say after me. The first sound, first, few, of, father. The second sound, v, verbatim, vegetable, vitamin, of. The next sound, think, them, bath, cloth. The next sound, them, smooth, bathe, clothe. Remember, there's sometimes that when you have TH in the word, the H will be silent, so you do not pronounce the TH as TH. We have them as time, Anthony, Esther. The next sound is see, Sam, base, loose, rice, December. The next sound, z, as in zip, zoo, rise, lose. The next sound, sh, she, wash, chef, chevron, crash, kosh. The next sound, j, 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 Peugeot, vision, excursion. Now let's go to the last set of consonant sounds. The first sound there is mm. We have it in words like machete. The C and H in this word sounds as SH, machete, not machete, machete. We have meme. Don't say meme. It's meme. Marijuana. Don't say marijuana. Marijuana. Mother. Mother. Don't say mother. And then we have murder. Murder, not mother. So we have mother, the person who birthed you. Mother, TH. Remember, when you have E and R at the end of a word, don't open your mouth wide because it's a weak sound. Mother. And we have murder. I have letter R after a vowel letter in the middle. So it has to be a longer sound. Murder, murder. And then I have, excuse me, the next sound. As in the word niche. The C and H in this word, H. I have said it earlier, that when you have a word that has CH, sometimes it can sound as SH, especially if the word has French origin. Niche. Nigeria, not Nigeria. Nigeria. I'm a Nigerian. It's not Nigeria. Nigeria. Nurse. You have letter R after a vowel, make it long. Nurse. So it's not ness. Don't sound Ghanaian. It's nurse. Nurse. The next sound I have is We have talked about N and G sound before. I said when you have N and G in a word, make sure that you're using your nose to pronounce the sound. It's like you're carrying something heavy and you're releasing the hair through your nose. So I can have it in words like tongue. Don't say tongue. My tongue hurts, not my tongue hurts. King. My father is a king, not king. Don't pronounce the G. The N and the G come together to make a sound, not two different sounds. King. We have song, bank, tongue, king, song, bank. The next sound we have is a sound of H. I explained earlier that when we have letter H in a word, the H should be heard if the H is not silent. How do you do that? You do that by taking a deep breath. Take a deep breath. So we go. You can have it in words like house. You have it in words like hesitate. The H must be heard. Hesitate. You have it in hostile. Hyperbole, not hyperbole. House. Hesitate. Hostile. Hyperbole. Take a deep breath. Now, sometimes we can have letter H in a word, but the H is silent. So when you have words with silent H, it means that you should not take a deep breath. For example, heir. The heir to the throne is honest. Honest. The H in honest is silent. We should not hear the sound of the H. Honor. The H in honor is silent as well. We shouldn't hear it. So you go heir, honest, nist. The E in that word sounds A. Honest. Honor. Honor. Now, sometimes when some people are pronouncing words that start with vowels, you hear that they add H sound to it. You hear something like I am, instead of I am. They say I am. You hear them say heg. Go and bring the heg. They add H to those words starting with vowels. Please do not do that. That is terribly wrong. Never add H to a word that starts with vowel letters. Don't say apple, say apple. Don't take a deep breath. If you find yourself always adding H to words that start with vowels, you can try to avoid it by holding your breath anytime you're pronouncing such words. So when you're speaking and you're coming to pronouncing words that start with a vowel, hold your breath and quickly say the word. That way, you will not take a deep breath and we will not hear the sound of the H. So don't say apple, don't say head, don't say hi, don't say ice cream. No, there is no H in those words. Simply say ice cream, egg, apple, etc. The next consonant sound we have is ooh, the sound of L. Ooh. Let the tip of your tongue touch the upper part of your teeth. Ooh, the upper part of your lip, rather. Ooh. Library. Lettuce, not lettuce. Lettuce. Excuse me. Lettuce. Lieutenant, not lieutenant. Lieutenant. School, not school. A lot of people will say school. It's school. Ball, football, not football. It's football. There is L at the end of those words. The L must be heard. The next sound we have is R. For the R sound, the tip of your tongue needs to curl backwards. So if you're struggling with articulating the R sound, all you have to do is keep practicing until you're able to roll your tongue, the tip of your tongue, you're able to roll it backwards. Keep practicing that. Once you're able to roll the tip of your tongue backwards, then you will be able to pronounce the R sound correctly. We have it in words like resource, not resources, resources, resident, restaurant is not restaurant, restaurant. I love the restaurant. The next sound I have is w, 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 as in woman, w, not woo, w, woman. I am a woman. Women, the plural of woman. Women, not women. Women, women. Wednesday, not Wednesday. Wednesday. And the last sound I have here is y, as in yacht. Don't say yacht, yacht. The C and the H in that word are silent. So say yacht. It's not Y for yacht. Yacht. How does our teacher pronounce it then? So it's yacht. Yogurt. I love yogurt. It's not yogurt. As an orange. Yogurt. Yellow. Yellow, not yellow. Yellow. Now let's take all of these last set of consonant sounds together. The first is machete, meme, marijuana, mother, murder. The next sound, niche, Nigeria, nurse. The next sound, tongue, king, song, bank. The next sound, take a deep breath. House. The H is not silent, so let's hear it. Hesitate. Hostel. Hyperbole. Now, sometimes the H is silent. When the H is silent, we should not hear it. Air. Honest. Honor. Also, when we have words that start with vowels, do not pronounce the H. Don't add any H to them. Apple. Hold your breath. Egg. Ice cream. The next sound, library, library, lettuce, lieutenant, school, ball. The next sound, roll the tip of your tongue, resource, resident, restaurant, woman, women, Wednesday, yacht, yogurt, yellow. So we have successfully learned all the consonant sounds. And you realize that there are lots of words that we mispronounce as Nigerians or as Africans. I'd like to say it's not our fault. When they come and try to speak our language, they mispronounce a lot of words as well. But because English is already our official language, it is worth that we try to speak it right. It shows that we want people to value us better, to have better perception of who we are, and of course, it shows respect for the language. Now we'll move to the vowel sounds. But before we do that, it means we have to go to the step 2. Remember, we're learning 3 steps. So we have successfully learned the first step. Now, moving to the second step, which talks about pronunciation rules. There are quite different types of pronunciation rules, but I'll talk about 2 of them this evening. So let's quickly get to it. The first pronunciation rules I'd like to talk about is called vowel length. Unlike the consonant sounds, when we talk about the vowels, it's important, crucial, that we pay attention to the length of the vowels. As we learn the consonant sounds while I was pronouncing words, you realize that at some point I call your attention to words where you must make long, like purple, like birthday, and so many other words like that. That is because when you pay attention to the length of how words are pronounced, it gives you that rhythmic nature of the English language. Unlike our native languages, we speak them flat. We speak them in a monotone. You say something like mofe loto. You say something like zo, bia, itasi. Even if a native speaker wants to say bia, they'll say something like bia, zo. That is because their own language is not flat. It must go up or down. It can never be flat. And one of the things that helps them to achieve that rhythm, that tone, is the length of the vowels. Now, let me refer you back to the IPA chart. Here is the IPA chart again. I remember those symbols with yellow background are consonant sounds. Now, let's focus on vowel sounds at the moment. If you look at these vowel sounds, you realize that the symbols are quite different. Some of them come with 2 dots. Some of them are written in 2, eta C. That is because they are calling our attention to the length of these sounds. Now, those sounds with 2 dots, we call them the long sounds. Whenever we have them in words, we must make sure that we pronounce them long. We take our time to let them sound long. Those ones without 2 dots, when we have them in words, we rush over them. We don't make them long. And there are some sounds that come in 2s. They show up in 2s. These sounds are called diphthongs. And to rightly articulate them, you need to go slowly from the first to the second. You go slowly from the first sound to the second sound. Take, for example, I have the word e. I have the sound e and Together, I will go air. If an average Nigerian wants to pronounce this word, H-E-R-E, an average Nigerian will say, I am yeah. No. The right thing to say is, I am here, ear, ear. It has a diphthong, 2 sounds, air, air. I am air, I am air, air. Another example is A. Remember when I was talking about the word birthday? That is because the A and the Y there makes a different sound. A. When you get to such sound in words, you need to slow down. Birthday, Sunday, Wednesday, not Wednesday, Sunday, Monday. The beauty of that language will be dead when you rush over sounds that you should not rush over, and when you slow down on sounds that you're not supposed to slow down on. So how do you identify these sounds? By paying attention to the vowel sounds. Some of them are long. Once you have 2 dots beside a vowel sound symbol, it means it's a long sound. Some of them are short. When there are no 2 dots beside a vowel symbol, it means that sound is short. And some of them come in pairs. Once you have a vowel symbol that comes in pairs, it means it's a sound that you must slow down on. Now, when we spell words, we don't see all of these sounds, right? Until we transcribe them, or until we check the dictionary. And the truth is, the genuine way to pronounce words correctly is by consulting the dictionary. But of course, most of us, we have other things to pay attention to. We have work to do, we have family to raise, etc. So you would not really have that time to always check the dictionary or like the Diction Queen, because it's what I do, it's my career. I understand that. It's not bad.
But I would give you pointers to help you identify them without necessarily going to the dictionary. But you should know that these are just pointers. It means that they might not be accurate at some point. The accurate way to confirming how words are pronounced is consulting the dictionary. Another accurate way is to have someone like the diction queen in your corner, such that you can listen to her over and over and learn from her unconsciously or consciously. Or you could even purposely ask her to pronounce certain words for you, among other options. So let's go back to my second step. Remember, vowel length. I have two sentences here. As a Nigerian, I would likely read these two sentences like this. Can I sit on the seat, please? She bought the pot at the pot. Take note. I pronounced all of these words with the same length. Can I sit on the seat, please? Wrong. And what happens? Because I pronounce them with the same length, I end up reading the sentence with a flat tone. But what happens if I start to pay attention to the length of these words? My tone will be different and I will sound better. Now, how do I then know in this sentence which ones I need to make long, which ones I need to make short, and which ones I need to slow down on and glide on? Here are pointers. Remember, they are pointers. Now, most times when we have a word that has a consonant, vowel, consonant, like the word can, C-A-N, the first letter is a consonant, the second letter is a vowel, the third letter is a consonant. We call this type of word CVC word. Consonant, vowel, consonant word. Excuse me. So when we have such word, most times the vowel in that word is usually short. So I say can. I say sit. Sit. Letter I sounds A. This is the A symbol. This is a symbol for A. It looks like capital letter I, but it's not letter I. Remember, it's a sound. It's A, A, A. If you're a teacher here, please stop teaching your children or your learners letter I sound E, letter I sound E. No, 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 no. That is wrong. Not totally wrong. Let me say old-fashioned. Letter I sounds A, A, A. So you have is, in, inside, in, big, lip, not lip, lip. Back to my rule. So I have sit on the seat, not sit on the seat. So if you're an English teacher here, please stop teaching seats and sit as homophones. S-I-T and S-E-A-T are not homophones. These are little things that makes Nigerian children fail YSSC and jam thoroughly. When it comes to English, S-I-T and S-E-A-T are not pronounced the same way. They are not homophones. Even textbooks, some textbooks erroneously publish them. It's well. S-I-T is sit. The letter I there makes a short vowel, A. Another example here is pot, P-O-T, pot. The letter O there makes a short vowel as well, pot. Now, how do I identify long vowels? One of the ways to identify long vowels is when you have letter R after a vowel letter at the beginning of a word or in the middle of a word. We have talked about that earlier. And an example is port, P-O-R-T, port. So P-O-T is pot. P-O-R-T is port. Another way that you can find out if a word has a long sound is if you have double vowel letters. Excuse me. When you have double vowel letters, sometimes these vowel letters also make long sounds. As in the word seed, you have E-A, double vowel letters. E and A, both are vowel letters. So both will come together to make a long vowel sound. E, seed. S-I-T, sit. S-E-A-T, seed. Another is the word please. The S in that word sounds like a Z. Excuse me. Please. Another is B-O-U-G-H-T. The O and the U there Bought, long sound. So let's read these two sentences with the knowledge we've got already. Can I sit on the seat, please? I'm going to circle words with short sound and underline words with long sound, as I've explained. If you have CVC word, most times the vowel is short. So I have can is short. I have sit is short. I have port is short. On is short. The is short. At is short. Both the here are short as well. Note that THE has 3 pronunciations, but that's not why we're here now. Let's focus on this so I do not overwhelm you with information. Now, how do I identify long sounds? It could be that it has letter R after a vowel in the middle or at the beginning of a sentence, or at the beginning of a word, or it could be that it has 2 vowel letters, please and sit. I also have bought. She also has a long sound. Now the word I, that is the word left here. I has a different sound. I. So it's not I am a girl. It's I am a girl. Not I am. There's no yam there. I am. No. The word I, the pronoun I is a diphthong. I am a girl. I am sleeping. I, a diphthong. You slow down. So if I want to read the sentence, I'll go, can I sit on the seat, please? Can I sit on the seat, please? Can I sit on the seat, please? Not can I sit on the seat, please? The second sentence, she bought the pot at the port. She bought the pot at the port. She bought the pot at the port. Not she bought the pot at the port. Vowel length. Now let's go to the second pronunciation rules, which is silent letters. In English, when you're pronouncing a word, there are some letters you would have in that word that you must not pronounce. Those letters are silent for different reasons. I have an ebook that I would give out to some people, not all, please, at the end of this webinar on silent letters. It tells you why letter A, letter B, letter C, letter D, until letter Z, while they are silent in certain words. So give you examples of how to know when you have silent A, silent B, until silent Z. So according to the chart that I have on my screen right now, those letters written in red ink are silent letters. You should not pronounce them. So I have the word listen. The T is silent. And the S, do not change it to Z. I hear people say listen. No, listen. Wednesday, not Wednesday. Receipt, not receipt. The P is silent. Muscle. Sandwich, the D is silent. Island, the S is silent. Cupboard, the P is silent. Don't say cupboard. Cupboard. Knife, the K is silent. Definitely, the E is silent. Thumb, the B is silent. Sermon, the L is silent. Castle, the T is silent. Answer, the W is silent. Hour, the H is silent. Comfortable, the O, R, and A are silent. Comfortable, not comfortable. Comfortable. Scissors, the C is silent. Doubt, the B is silent. Cold, the L is silent. It's not cold. Taste, the E is silent. Climb, the B is silent. Now let's say this accordingly. Say after me. Listen. Wednesday. Receipt. Muscle. Sandwich. Island. Cupboard. Knife. Definitely. Thumb. Sermon. Castle. Answer. Hour. Comfortable. Scissors. doubt, could, taste, climb. Very well. Now we have the last step. Before I move to the last step, I would like to read your feedback. So quickly go to WhatsApp where you got the link. Do not leave the Zoom session. We still have one more step to go. And of course, I have a gift to give to some people tonight, like I mentioned earlier. So do not leave Zoom. Do not leave YouTube. Just minimize your device. Go to WhatsApp where you got the link to join and tell me how the webinar is going. Let's know if it is worth your time, your money, your energy, your data. Let's know if you're learning. Because obviously there's some people in the group that cannot join, so that they would not feel like we didn't do it or we scammed them. Please would love to read your feedback. Quickly do that for me. I will be in the chat reading your feedback. So let's do that 1 or 2. Fast, 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 fast. Let me know how this is going, if it is worth your time, if it is worth your energy, if you'd recommend it to anyone. Quickly, let's do that. Remember, do not exit this platform. Do not leave Zoom. Do not leave YouTube. Just minimize. Go to the group where you got the link to join from and tell me what your experience is. Let's talk about your experience. I'd love to read your experience. I'll be in the chat reading your experience. Quickly, let's do that. Okay, I am in the chat reading your feedback. Clara Gift says, this is the best I have come across so far. I'm really learning and can't wait to practice them. Thanks, ma'am. You're a great teacher. Someone says, kudos to you, ma'am. The class is interesting. Another person, honestly, I have gotten more than I expected. Another person said, kudos to you. You delivered more than the talking page. Thanks so much. The webinar has broadened my, where's that comment again? I want to believe you wrote broadened your knowledge. For me, the class is very interesting, but the challenge is to communicate in that manner that sometimes will make you look as if you are forming. Okay, let's quickly talk about that. Yes, there are some people called bullies. Even as an authority in the industry, many times when I go out, especially when I use the public means of transportation, and I have a formal call to make, and I have to talk the way I am, you see people around me adjusting, doing funny things like, who is this one? Where is she coming from? Why is she forming for us? It's normal for people to feel you're forming. I remember a scenario that happened in 2019. I live in Lagos, like I mentioned. I was coming from the island home, and I had an online class, a WhatsApp class. Then I was still doing WhatsApp class. And I needed to show up for my client. So I needed to do a few voice notes. I have my videos ready with few voice notes, and I was doing it. And there's this woman in front of the bus, and she was speaking Yoruba. She was like, for those of you that are Yoruba, you would understand. Me in the bus, I was minding my business, teaching what I am doing to get money. And you have already tagged me dubious, 419, scam, because I'm speaking English in a way that is quite different from others. And you know what happened? Funnily, in that same bus, I got what's the word now? I got an opportunity to work with one of the top schools in Agbara at that time. Those of you that know Lagos very well, you know Badagry, Agbara area. So I was coming from CMS towards that area. And when we got off, the man said that I had to pay more attention and see if you were actually forming or that is who you are. And I think this school will need your services. I'm a parent. I'm also one of the management. So let's meet at the office. And that was how I got that opportunity. So the truth is there would always be people out there. In fact, some schools that I have worked with in the past, some of the staff there would say things like, oh, not knowing I understand Yoruba. Because then my name goes Miss Bridget. Until now that I stopped working with schools as a full-time staff, I only do consulting for schools. I have teams that work with schools and other organizations. That's when I have to bring up my Yoruba name, Olubukola. Then my name used to be Bridget. Olubukola RB. The B there is Bridget. So people would just assume that I'm not Yoruba, and they speak Yoruba and say different salt. I understand that some other people might have also spoken some native languages that I don't understand to make me feel less of myself. My coach will say something, and that has been what has really helped me until now. She said, the moment you make that conviction to speak right, the first thing you need to speak right is that conviction that no matter what, I want to do this. This is what I want to do. I want to speak right. I want to be outstanding when it comes to my communication skill. We all have a strength and our weaknesses. Your strength can be your communication skill. Your strength for you might be your appearance. So the moment you're convinced that I want to pay more attention to my communication skill, that moment, see yourself as light and see others who aren't speaking well as darkness. And in the Bible, even in the Quran, it is said that darkness will not bow to light. So when you meet people like that make you feel less of yourself, like you're forming, but that is not who she is. She's this, she's that. See yourself as light. See it as perhaps they're jealous. Perhaps they don't understand where you're coming from. Perhaps they don't know who you are. Just let them go. See yourself as light and refuse to bow to them. Refuse to bow to them. Another thing that happens is, as humans, we are a bit selfish. So sometimes we do not want some people to be better than us. Maybe your colleagues at work, your subordinates, to see when you start to speak, they feel like, oh, but this is not how you used to speak before. What's happening? It's normal for them to feel like that. Now, it's not left to you to convince them that this is the new me. When I started learning about 7 years ago, my friends will say things like, Bukola, speak normally. This is not how you used to speak. Don't form for us. You know how friends can be. They will come up plain and tell you, Oga, don't do these ones. Don't do it here. When you get to your school, you can do it. But here, speak normally. They talk to you like that. And you know what I did? I stick to that being light. I told them this is the new me. I didn't say because they were bullying me, maybe they don't mean to bully, then I have to go back to my old self. No, I stood my ground. And in less than a year, I had some of them that would invite me to their office occasion. I had some of them that would ask me to help them make some certain calls, to help them do some certain thing with my skill, because they have realized that it didn't come from the part of forming. It came from the part of improvement, development. So at the beginning, people that were used to how you used to speak might feel you're forming. It is then left to you to stay committed to this path, to let them understand this is not forming. This is who I am. They will see you as forming when you speak right, only when you're doing certain things. But when you speak right almost every time, they see it as a culture. They see it as who you are. So I hope that answers that question. Okay, I have got beautiful feedbacks here. Thank you, everyone. I cannot read all the feedback, but I must say I have seen almost all of it. Thank you. Now let's proceed. Let's go to the last part of our formula, and that is connected speech pattern. There was a time in my life that when I watch movies, I would love to read, even when they speak English. I'm not talking about Korean movie or Chinese movie. English movies, I will still have to read subtitle because there are some sentences that when they say, I would hear the beginning of the sentence, I would hear the ending of the sentence, but the middle of the sentence seemed like, what are these guys saying? Pardon my hiccuping. I've taken enough water. I still wonder why it keeps coming. Excuse me, please. And I wonder, what word is this? What are they saying? That is because in English, when we speak, we are allowed to connect form two words into one, form 3, 4, 5 words into one. And if you're not used to that word, it's normal to keep you off balance when you hear them. And that's one of the reasons why you must learn connected speech. Another thing that connected speech patterns does is it helps you to sound more fluent. There is a difference between sounding fluent and sounding eloquent. When you're eloquent, you're pronouncing your words correctly, you're articulate, you can easily bring up your ideas for others to understand. But when you're fluent, it means that you can put words together and they come out smooth. Fluency is another name for smoothness in language. I've met people that can speak so fluently, but they're not articulate, they're not eloquent. They're just fast. They have that smooth. In Nigeria, we say that anyone do. They have sweet mouth in Nigeria, like we say. Oh, it could mean that that person is fluent. They know how to pair words together to come out so crisp, beautiful, but it might not necessarily translate to good diction. We already talked about what good diction is earlier. But of course, fluency is part of good diction. And connected speech patterns can help you. So there are different ways we can connect to words. There are about 8 ways, but tonight I'll talk about one of them. And then we'll talk about 2 more things, and we are good to go. Make sure you practice. When you practice, that's when my joy will be filled. That's when I will be proud to say, yes, I impacted you in terms of diction. But when you do not practice, when you see another diction class tomorrow, you would want to join. But the goal here is practicing. That's the truth. The goal here is practice. As much as there is a lot to learn, the few you have learned, practice so you can see results, you can get results, you can feel, and that can help you to want to do more. So the first thing, or the thing we will be learning in terms of connected speech tonight is called linking R. Linking R. In English, when you speak, especially when you speak the British English or the received pronunciation, when we have words ending in letter R, we do not pronounce the R. Say you have the word C-A-R, car. Americans will pronounce it as car. You hear the R there. Or you have the word teacher. Americans will pronounce it as teacher. You hear the R sound there. But now let's focus on British pronunciation. When you have words ending in R, the R is not usually heard, especially if the R is after a vowel letter. It is not heard. It is just made longer or made shorter. It depends on the position, as we've learned earlier. But when you have that same word in a sentence, the R comes handy in linking to the next word, in connecting to the next word. What do I mean? Look at this part of my screen. I have the. The word has th. My tongue should be outside. I have car. The word ends in r. I should not pronounce the r. I have is. It's not is. S is pronounced is. And I have faulty. In isolation, the car is faulty. Now, the moment I put these words together and it becomes a sentence, something changes. I need to link 1 or 2 words together. So how do I link? I can use linking R. How do I use linking R in this situation? I have the car. Car ends in R. After the R sound, the word that I have next starts with a vowel. Anytime you have a word that ends with letter R in a sentence, if the next word starts with a vowel, you are expected to link the R word and the vowel word. So in this sentence, the car is faulty. Car ends in letter R. Is starts with a vowel. So because of what linking R are said, I'm going to link car and is together. Both of them will come together. So I'm going to pronounce it as caris instead of car is. I would use the R to join ka and is together, so they will sound caris. 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 The car is faulty. So if I come to you and I say the car is faulty, you'd be like, caris? What's caris? 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 Then I would have to say the car is faulty. I'm saying the same thing. The car is faulty is not wrong, but I am not fluent. The car is faulty is also not wrong. The difference is I am fluent and I'm sounding more like the native speakers. Another example, I have the sentence, the pastor and his wife. The pastor. Remember, we have learned that when you have E and R or O and R at the end of words, you articulate them as pastor. They're weak. The pastor and his wife. If I want to read this as connected speech, pastor ends in letter R and start with a vowel letter. So I can link both together and say the pastor and the pastor and his wife instead of the pastor and his wife. Let's take the full sentence. The full sentence says, the pastor and his wife are in the car parked in the garage. Take note of that word, parked. The E and D in that word park sounds like T. So I didn't say packed. I said packed. Parked. The ED at the end of P-A-R-K sounds like T. When we have words in their past tense, sometimes some of them are pronounced like a T, like packed, like slapped. It's a C. So I have the word. Oh, goodness. Excuse me, please. So I have the sentence, the pastor and his wife are in the car parked in the garage. The pastor and his wife are in, instead of are in, I said, are in the car parked in the garage. Do we understand linking R? Again, linking R happens in a sentence when you have a word that ends with letter R and the next word starts with a vowel. If the next word does not start with a vowel, please do not link them. Let's assume I have the pastor sleeps. Pastor ends in R. Sleep starts with the consonant S. I can't link them. There are ways we link consonants, but we're not focusing on linking of consonants. I do not want to take so much of your time. I know we promised 3 hours, and I think this is the last hour. So I don't want to waste so much of your time. I would have loved to talk about how to link consonants as well. We can link almost anything in English, but there are ways to do it. There's some sounds that you might need to add. So let's just focus on linking R. I want to believe we are clear on linking R. So one way you can connect your speech, or one way that others can use to connect their speech, and it seems like you don't understand what they're saying, is they might have connected 2 words together. They might have linked it with a R. The car is faulty instead of the car is faulty. The pastor and his wife instead of the pastor and his wife. They are in the car instead of they are in the car, etc. Now let's move to intonation. I said earlier that English has to do with your tone, your rhythm, and all. So let's talk about intonation.
Intonation has to do with the change in pitch when speaking. When speaking English, for you not to sound flat, you must pay attention to your intonation. You should know when your voice is supposed to go up, when your tone, should go up, when your tone should come down. There are two major types of intonation. We have about 6 types of intonation, but there are 2 major types of intonation. That is the falling intonation and the rising intonation. The falling intonation talks about your tone falling at the end of sentences. And we use the falling intonation when we're making statements like, I am learning, not I am learning. Learning. Your voice went like this. I am learning, learning, not learning. It's not I am learning, right? I need to eat. It's a good day, not it's a good day. It's a good day, etc. Falling intonation. We also use our falling intonation. That means our tone should fall at the end of sentences when we're asking a WH question. A WH question is a question that starts with WH words. So take, for example, you have questions that start with what, where, when, which, how. Those are examples of WH words. What is your name? That question starts with what. What is a WH word? What is your name? Name. Your tone falls at the end, not what is your name. How old are you? Where have you been? Where have you been? Not where have you been? Been. WH questions. Your tone should fall at the end of such questions. Now, to the second type of intonation, we have the rising intonation. For the rising intonation, your tone should rise at the end of such sentences. So you can use the rising intonation when asking yes or no questions. A yes or no question is a question that when you ask, the answer would be yes or no. For example, are you learning? Are you learning? It's different from I am learning, learning, learning. Can you see the same word, but the tone is different and it implies different meanings. Are you learning? Yes, I am learning. It's different from I am learning. That's wrong. I hope I'm communicating. So when you're asking a question that the person will tell you yes or no, you're expected to use a rising tone. Also, when you're greeting, you expect to use a rising tone, especially if you're adding a title. Good morning, sir. It's not good morning, sir. It's not sir. It's sir. Good morning. Morning. I hope you don't say morning. I hear some people say morning. When you spell that word, there is a N before the ING. The N must be heard. Morning, not morning. And the first word is good. It's not good. Good morning, sir. Good morning, ma'am. And I hope you know that the word ma should be used for only your mother. According to the Oxford Dictionary, ma is a special word for your mother. For your mother, not all mothers, your own mother. So if you're talking to any other woman that is not your mother, we expect you to use words like ma'am or madam. Madam is formal, ma'am is informal. It is only when you're talking to your own mother that you use the word ma. Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, ma, if you're talking to your mom. Good morning, madam. Good morning, Bridget. Hi, Bridget. Good morning, Janet. It's not Janet, Janet. Good afternoon, Faith. Not good afternoon, Faith. So when you're mentioning their names or you're adding a title when greeting, you should use a rising tone. Let me go over it again. When you're asking a WH question, use a falling tone. Who are you? When you're stating a statement, use a falling tone. I am Bukola. When you're asking a yes or no question, use a rising tone. Have you eaten today? When you're greeting with titles, use rising tone. Hi, Bukola. Hi, Diction Queen. Hello, Diction Queen. Good morning, Bridget. It's a C. Now, listen, when you're mentioning the name of a person and that name is a native name, please do not use English diction. Good morning, Bukola. Not good morning, Bukola. My name is Bukola. No. Native name, call them in the native-like manner. I hope that is clear. Now let's go to word stress. In English, when we are pronouncing words that have more than one syllable, we are expected to stress them. When we are pronouncing words that have more than one syllable, we are expected to stress them. What do we mean by stressing a word? To stress a word means to say part of that word louder, longer, and clearer. It means you say part of that word with high pitch. Normally in English, when you have a word with one syllable, you're expected to just say the word girl, boy, come. It's not come, go, give, not give, give. Eat, it's a C, one syllable. But once you have a word with 2 syllables, 3 syllables, 4 syllables, or no matter the number of syllables, a part of that word must be stressed. And remember, to stress a word means to say the part of that word, a specific part of that word. You need to say it with higher pitch. You say louder, you say longer, you say clearer. So say, for example, I have the word table. And other Nigerian will pronounce the word as tebu, tebu, using the same energy, tebu. The word has 2 syllables. In English, these 2 syllables should not be said with the same energy. One of these 2 syllables must be said louder, longer, and clearer, while the other should not be loud, it should not be clear, and it should not be long. That is what word stress says. So how do I know which of these syllables to be stressed? I need to learn stress rules. There are about 24 stress rules. But tonight, let's learn 2 of them. The first stress rule says, when you have a word that has 2 syllables, if the word is a noun or adjective, yes. If the word is a noun or adjective, stress the first syllable. So the word table, 2 syllables. The word is a name of an object, so it's a noun. The rule says if the word has 2 syllables and it's a noun, you should stress the first syllable. So it means that tay should be said louder, longer, and clearer. While bo should not be loud, it should not be clear, it should not be long. So I will go table. It's different from table. Table, table, table. Where is the table? Where is the table? Not where is the table? Let's take another example. If I have the word pretty, pretty, it has 2 syllables as well. And it's an adjective. Remember the rule. If the word is a noun or an adjective, stress the first syllable. So I have the word pretty. It has 2 syllables and it's an adjective. So I'm stressing the first syllable as well. I'll say the first syllable louder, longer, and clearer. Pretty. I saw the pretty girl, not I saw the pretty girl. Pretty girl, no, pretty girl. Pretty girl. Now let's go to the second rule. The second rule says, if the word has 2 syllables and it's a verb or a preposition, stress the second syllable. If the word has 2 syllables, 1, 2, and the word is a verb, stress the second syllable. Or if the word is a preposition, stress the second syllable. So if I have the word present to the act of giving something out or the act of showcasing something, present, that is a verb and it has 2 syllables, present. The rule says stress the second syllable, zent, present. What if the word is a preposition? If I have the word above,
above, not above. And African Nigerian will say above. No, the word is above, above. Above should be said louder, longer, and clearer because it's a preposition and it has two syllables. Above, 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 above. It's a C. Now let's take a few word examples. I have climate, climate, two syllables, and it's a noun. The rule says stress the first syllable. That is why the first syllable, CLI, is written in capitals. The part written in capitals is the part you're stressing, while the part written in small letters is the part you're not stressing. Climate. The next word, decide, a verb, decide. We're stressing the second syllable. It has two syllables and it's a verb, so stress the second syllable. Decide. Spacious, spacious, an adjective. It has two syllables as well. Remember, if it's a noun or an adjective, stress the first syllable. Adjective, spacious. What if it's a preposition? Require. Two syllables as well. We're stressing the second syllable. So please say after me. Climate, decide, spacious, democracy, geographic, critical, knowledge, require, extension. Again, climate, say after. Decide, spacious, democratic, democracy, democracy, geographic, geographic, critical, critical, knowledge, knowledge, require, require, extension. Very well. So before I conclude, let me take a few questions. I have a few more slides to go, but before then, let me quickly attend to some of your questions. If you have questions, please feel free to send it to the chat. I should attend to some questions before I proceed. Those questions that you have written out, please send them to the chat. It's time to attend to your questions. Send your questions to the chat. Whether you're on Zoom or you are on YouTube, please send your questions to the chat. I will be glad to give answers to them. Send in your questions to the chat. In case you have sent in your questions before and I didn't see them, please send them again. I await your questions. I await your questions. Okay, let's said, are there any apps for more easy learning? Of course, there are lots of apps, but most of them are paid apps. Most of them are paid apps. So if you can afford to pay them, yes, we have U English. There is one called U English. You can use that. Another person says, we have tones of intonations and stress. How do I train myself further? I really want to improve my speaking skill. Now, the truth is you cannot train yourself. You have to get help from someone and then you practice yourself. That is the easiest way. Or you get a system that can help you learn and practice. That is the fastest way. So it then depends on you. I do not believe you can train yourself when it comes to speaking because these are things that you cannot read about. That's one of the reasons why I do not recommend textbooks, right? So I don't recommend textbooks to people because it's something you need to listen. And also another thing about sometimes they don't go in depth to explaining the manner of articulation, place of articulation, why this is that, it's a C. You get it? So it's better you get a coach, an instructor who knows his or her onions and can help you learn. Such coach, some people also provide systems that help you practice at the same time. We have such system in place where you're learning and you're practicing. And just like the story of Esther that I shared, that was what she did. And in less than 6 weeks,
she was confident enough to start working with a TV station. You want to imagine what the transformation is, right? From you to move from a point where it was difficult for you to get something done, and now you can do it in not just to yourself, but in a public space. So that depends on what you want. So I said, I need a private teaching, please. Okay. We have a private coaching program. We have different packages. It is a tailored-based program where we create a curriculum to suit you, to suit what you're trying to achieve. The first thing is you take our assessment that helps us to understand where you are in your communication, what you need to focus on, what you need to start to do, what you need to stop to do. That is the first step. Then that helps us to create a system, a curriculum that would work perfectly for who you are, considering your schedule, your experience, it's a scene. And then you start the program. So we have different packages. We have one for 3 weeks, we have one for 6 weeks, we have one for 10 weeks. And the fee ranges between 180,000 naira to 450,000 naira. So you can reach out to any of our admins, just tell them you need private coaching, and then we'll pick it up from there. You can start immediately. I said, ma'am, I have issues with my mister in getting the right diction. I don't understand, Mabel. Please check your questions again. When and what is the next step after today's Zoom meeting? Now, this is a webinar, and it was stated that it's a day webinar. So when it comes to this webinar, this is what you paid for. The replay will be sent to the group. You can practice with it over and over again. But like I said, we have other things that you can explore. We have a system that can help you learn and practice and guarantees transformation in 6 weeks. This webinar is for you to learn, and you can practice on your own. So if it's something you can do, fine. But if you want faster results, you can enroll on a course where you can learn and practice at the same time every day for 6 weeks, Mondays to Saturdays, at your own convenient time. We do not give you specific time. You learn at a time that works for you, because we understand that a lot of us have other things that we do. We go to work, we have families. So anytime that works perfectly for you, you learn within the 6 weeks for every day, Mondays to Saturdays for 6 weeks. And I can guarantee transformation. We have lovely feedback from those in the academy already. So you can take that. We also have a personalized program. The one I said costs between 180,000 to 450,000. So you can explore any of those, and you can decide to continue practicing with the replay of this session. It will be sent to the paid group once we are done. Please, can you share with us PDF files of this webinar? No, it's only the replay that will be shared. Please retake the session on silent rules. Okay, I already mentioned that there are a lot of silent letters. We have words like cupboard. The P in that word is silent. So what I would do is I'm just going to show you the screen. You can take a screenshot of it in case you need that. And then once we share the replay, you can emphasize on that part when you watch the replay. Are we going to have the video recording on the group? Yes. The link to access this video class will be sent. So you can access the link anytime, anywhere. Okay, any other question? Please send us a link to download today's webinar. I already mentioned that. Okay, let me go on YouTube. Audrey says, do you train people? I think I've answered that. We have our academy where we have a system that helps you learn and practice. And we also have our personalized coaching program. This is a coaching program where you hold you by the hands and we make sure that you get transformed before you leave the program. Both programs are guaranteed programs. Okay. What if you are teaching children below 10? Okay, we have a program for children as well. This is not appropriate for children. This is appropriate for people above the ages of 13 years until adulthood. But for children below 13, we have appropriate programs for them. So you can reach out to us. Ma'am, can I use sir for everyone, or just my dad? You can use sir for everyone. It's only ma that is a special word for mothers. But when it comes to the male, sir is just fine for every other person. Okay, any other question? Okay, I think that's all for now. If you have more questions, you can send them in. I am here to attend to questions. Please mention this word again. Fundamental. Fundamental, that is the word. If you have more questions, please feel free to send them in. I am still here and I am reading your comments both on YouTube and on Zoom. Okay, now that you know the first part of my formula, remember we're talking about the formula, declare. We have learned the first part, the first letter D. I said each letter has its meaning and each has 3 steps. We have learned the 3 steps of the first letter in my formula D, diction fundamental. It is important for you to know the other parts of the formula. Do you agree? Would you love to know the other part of the formula? If you love to know the other part of the formula, let me know. If you love to know the other part of my formula, let me know. Let me know. If you feel like it's important for you to learn the other part of my formula, let me know, okay? Aribel says yes. Aribel says yes. Marianne says yes. Rebecca says yes. Lulian says they're back to the okay. A lot of yes, 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 yeses. Okay. I'm interested. I feel good that you want to know. Now we have a system, just like I've said, that would not just help you learn the other part of my formula, but would help you master it. Just like the story of Esther that I shared. Let me even talk about myself. Imagine I know all of these things, but you cannot hear it in my speaking. And you see my ad. When you saw that ad, whether on Instagram or on Facebook, would you believe me? Would you click on it? I want to believe the answer is no. Same way with Esther. If Esther has just learned and worked away, do you think I'll be proud enough to recommend her to a TV station, a whole TV station? I have my name to protect. I like to say that in future, I want to be the Minister of Education. So because I have that future, I would not let someone jeopardize it. I don't know if you get it. But because Esther didn't just know, she practiced for mastery. And I tell you, it is mastery that would help you to become that speaker who impresses their listeners every time and everywhere. If you want to be that person that anytime you talk, anytime you speak, you impress people, you sway them, you express yourself correctly without fear, then you do not just need to know my remaining formula. You need to know and master. And that is why I am introducing you to the Diction Mastery Academy. Of course, you would agree with me that this is time well spent already. But you should know that we cannot cover everything in a day. Even the D that I talked about, I couldn't cover everything in depth in one day. Plus the fact that some of us, we have been speaking a certain way for years, 30 years, 40 years, 20 years, 50 years maybe. And you expect to change these patterns that you are used to for years or even decades. You expect to change them in a night? It doesn't work like that. And for some of you that are talking about trying to help yourself, for me, it's like you trying to see the back of your own head without a mirror. Is it possible? I want to believe not as well. So if you really desire to change how you speak positively in 6 weeks, then the Diction Mastery Academy is a place to be. At the Academy, you would know and master my proven formula for your transformation. This formula has worked for lots of people, home and abroad. Nigerians, Ghanaians, Kenyans, people in the USA, like different people from different part of the world have been transformed using this formula. And that is what I seek for you as well. So I am presenting to you tonight the Diction Mastery Academy. The Diction Mastery Academy is an online academy where you will enhance your communication abilities to the point where your words command attentions. It is a place where you will skyrocket your confidence and elevate your professional image to new heights. At the Academy, we ensure personalized attention and we closely track the progress and transformative journey of each participant. And this makes the Academy a highly sought after one for those that are eager to improve their communication skill. What this means is every day, Mondays to Friday, we give you access to send voice notes to practice your pronunciation to the group. We listen to each person's voice note and give feedback to each person's voice note. This is not a diction class where everybody submits assignments and the instructor just give a general remark. No, this is an academy where each person, it's just like the way your children will go to school, they submit their assignments, and each child is called to the table. For those that attend Montessori schools, I know not all schools do this. Each class will be called for personalized attention because they know that what a child A struggles with is different from what child B is struggling with. What child C is struggling with is different from what child D is struggling with. So each person is given personalized attention. At the academy, you get access to our e-learning platform. Our e-learning platform is a platform where you learn with our lessons at any time that works for you, Mondays to Fridays. Whether early in the morning, late at night, late in the afternoon, midnight, anytime that works for you. There is no specific time. Now, these lessons are practical training sessions, and each of them have quizzes. Each have assignments that you must submit using voice notes to the assignment WhatsApp group Mondays to Fridays. Now, you watching the lessons and submitting the assignment takes less than 10 minutes to do every day. And on Fridays and on Saturdays, we meet on Zoom where we have interactive engagement. It is not a form of webinar where you just listen. It is an interactive engagement session where I listen to you and correct you as you make your presentations, as you read, as you dramatize, as you do role play, etc. So in such meetings that we do on Fridays and on Saturdays, I do more of listening, you do more of talking. You also get access to a private WhatsApp group where each day we learn something new and we give feedback to your quizzes. Plus, you get unlimited support from me. I am not the only instructor in the academy. We have other instructors that would also use their expertise to help you improve your speaking skills. Now, who has the academy worked for? It has worked for professionals that are seeking promotions. It has worked for non-English speakers. It has worked for people that have regional accent. There's some people that when they speak English, you can easily say that, oh, this person is from Ibadan. This one is from Ogbomoso. Oh, this one is from Delta. If you're that kind of a person, you need to be in the academy. It has worked for anyone who is tired of being misunderstood whenever they speak. Now, here is how the academy works in 4 steps. The first is to register for the academy. After registering, you log into the membership e-learning platform. All you need is your Chrome or your Safari or your Phonics. Any phone you're using is compatible rather. Then you watch the training and complete the quiz at any time that works for you. Then on Fridays and on Saturdays, you jump on the Zoom call at 8 p.m. where we ask questions, we practice together, we challenge you for review, we pair you with other people to practice with them. So you're not just practicing with the diction quiz, you're not just practicing with other instructors in the group, you're also practicing with colleagues like you, people like you that want to improve their skills. So you can form a buddy and correct each other and be free. Now, I had 2 choices when I was working on the academy. The first was to go cheap as possible so that a lot of people can enroll. But I know that this would not give me the value that I want. It's not just about the money, it's about the transformation. I know I am a blessing to the world, and this is the way, the means in which God has given me the capacity to do that. The second option was to require a little higher investment, but in exchange, I devoted more time, more resources to guarantee your transformation. And guess what? I went for the second option because I know that the academy is not for everybody. That is the truth. To join the academy, you need $65, and that is about 97,000 Naira. However, you won't be paying as much as that because you're still here tonight. In fact, you do not even need 50%. You don't need 48,000 Naira to join the academy. So instead of getting into the academy at $65, all you need is 31,999 Naira. That is a whopping of 68% off. Aside from that, you will get a complete refund assurance if you join the academy and you do not get results. So you have nothing to lose. It's like you keeping your money somewhere and going there to collect it back. It is either you get value for your money or you get your money back. You can record this part. Like I said, I have my integrity. I am looking forward to being the Minister of Education in Nigeria at some point in my life. So you can quote me anywhere, do a recording of this. All you need to do is join the academy, follow my lead. That part is important. Don't join the academy and become lazy. If you become lazy, you won't get results. It's like someone paying a gym center, and every Saturday you go to the gym center, but all you do there is just sit down and watch others. You will not get a result. Or you go to the gym center on Saturdays, Mondays, and other days, you do what your instructors ask you not to do. You won't get a result. That's the truth. So if you know that you are ready to go through the academy, all you need is less than 10 minutes every day, Mondays to Saturdays for 6 weeks. In fact, after 6 weeks, you get lifetime access to the academy. You can join the Zoom session anytime. You can access the e-learning platform anytime. And for those that successfully complete the academy, they join the alumni group, where we meet once a month to keep practicing so that they do not forget the goal and go back to their default setting. Because sometimes when there's no one to push you, you forget and you go back to your default setting. So we try to create a community. It's not just about the academy, it's about the community where you can learn every day, even after the 6 weeks, where you can ask questions, where you can look up to someone and keep striving, keep making efforts to speak right. Here are a few feedback from people who have passed through the academy. This is Peaceful. Peaceful is a Kenyan. And Peaceful said, the class has been an insightful one. What excites me most is how you carry everyone along in the practical session. Your corrections are made with love, and I look forward to learning without being scared of making mistakes. It was 2 weeks in training when I emerged the best speaker in a debate competition. While practicing, I heard your voice in my head, pronouncing those words correctly. This is a training for anyone who is ready to not just speak right, but speak well. Kenya, Peaceful is from Kenya, and that is what she has to say. Here's another person. She said, Coach Bukala is doing tremendous work relentlessly in the service of educating who wants to be educated on speaking right. Her videos are self-explanatory, easy to understand. All you need to do is follow her lead. The best thing I like in her training is she never leaves your hand until you become master. Great follow-up too, which is a very good virtue of a great teacher. I'm great to be in the training journey always with you, blah, 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 blah. There are lots of feedback. We have video feedback, we have screenshots, we have audio feedback. There's another person. This person is a Diction teacher, and she said, amongst the courses, go to the last passage. I don't want to read the whole passage. Just go to the last paragraph. She said, among the courses I enrolled into in 2024, fluent speech happens to be one of the institutions I intentionally decided to sap from a wealth of knowledge. I totally decided to assume I know nothing. And, oh, where's the other part of this feedback? Oh, I missed the other part. I didn't add the other part. And she said that it was one of the best decisions she took in 2024. So what am I saying? The academy is a place where it is built on transformation, on success. And like I said, it comes with a complete refund assurance. Plus, if you enroll tonight, you're going to get access to some of my bonuses. I have 20 short pronunciation videos that you can use to start to learn before the academy starts. These videos would help you master tricky sounds and help you speak fluently. The videos are 15,000 naira, but you get it for free if you're one of the first 20 people to enroll tonight. You'd also get my vocabulary development PDF. This is for anyone who would know what to say, but when it is time to say what they want to say, they don't have the right words to use. You're always forgetting your words. This would help you. I sell this for 5,000 naira, but if you enroll in the academy tonight, you get it for free. You'd also get my video on how to never be at a loss for word. Have you ever been in a situation where you have prepared so well, but it seems like the words disappeared? The truth is, we all experience that. But there are strategies to help you overcome it, such that your audience, the people listening to you, will not be disappointed in you. And I have a video for that. I sell this video for 10,000 naira. But if you're one of the first 20 people to enroll tonight, you will get it for free. I also have the Know Your Silent Words ebook. I talked about an ebook on silent words. This ebook contains silent words that have silent letter A, silent letter B, silent letter C, until silent letter Z. I sell this for 5,000 naira. If you're one of the first 20 people to enroll tonight, you would get it for free. I also have an ebook on English punctuation marks. I sell these for 7,500. When I was reading the comment, I saw a lot of grammatical errors and punctuation errors. This ebook would help you to become better writers. I also have an ebook on 100 common grammatical errors and their corrections. I sell this for 12,000 naira. If you're one of the first 20 people to enroll tonight, you'll get it for free as well. I also have an ebook on 10 commonly misused expressions. I sell these for 6,000 naira. If you enroll tonight, you would get it for free. Now, all these bonuses accumulate to 85,500 naira. But you're getting all of them if you're one of the first 20 people to enroll tonight. Plus, you get the complete refund assurance, meaning if you enroll and you do not get value for your money, I would refund your money. You can recall this part. I've said that a lot. So the standard cost of the academy is 97,000 naira. The bonuses are worth 85,500 naira, but you're getting all for 31,999 naira only. Plus, you get the refund assurance on all the bonuses. However, I had a special offer for just 20 people tonight. Just 20 people. So if you're really interested in enrolling in the academy, I want you to get ready to pay for the academy right now. Someone said, please, will certificate be issued? Yes. The academy comes with certificate, and our certificate can be used anywhere in the world. Our certificates can be used anywhere in the world. Like I said, we have clients in all parts of the world. And then we've had Nigerians use our certificate during the Japa syndrome. We've had lots of Nigerians use our certificate out there, and it's been successful. The experience has been lovely. So yes, the certificate is available. So like I said, I have a special offer for just 20 people. Once I get 20 people, this special offer is off. So if you want to be one of these 20 people who would enjoy this massive discount right now, I need you to get your phones ready as I reveal the payment details. So instead of paying 31,999 naira, you get to pay 20,999 naira. You're saving about 11,000 naira. Plus, you would get all my bonuses, all the bonuses I mentioned. You would also get the refund assurance, meaning if you enroll tonight and you do not get results, I would refund your money. Like I said, you can recall these parts where I keep saying this so you can have proof. So if you want to be one of the 20 people to enroll and enjoy everything I have mentioned, the account details is right on the screen. Make a transfer of 20,999 naira into Olubukola R. Agbalaya UBA Bank 206-9725-016. Then send your payment proof to the WhatsApp group. Remember, this offer of paying 20,999 naira is just for 20 people. Once I get 20 people, the fee goes back to 31,999 naira. This is the same account number you paid your 1,000 naira into. So if you're tired of being misunderstood when you talk, if you're tired of people telling you, please come again, please say that again, I can't hear you, then the Diction Mastery Academy is a place for you to be. If you want to speak anywhere and impress your listeners, you want to speak anywhere without feeling concerned that I would make mistakes, the 6-week Diction Mastery Academy is a place for you to be. If you want to write test exams like IELTS, and you want to be sure that you would get the appropriate mark, especially for your written test, your speaking test, then the 6-week Diction Mastery Academy is where you should be. If you're someone who is looking to improve your life, and you know that when it comes to speaking can improve your life. If you go on Google and you ask, one of the 21st century skills that can help improve your life is speaking. According to Brain Tracy, it can take 70%. Enroll in the 6-week Diction Mastery Academy. Right now, the offer is available for 20,999 naira. Once we get 20 people, the fee goes back to 31,999 naira. People are already paying, so if you're still here and you're still thinking about it, make your decision fast. Because once you get 20 people, I guarantee you, the fee goes back to 31,999 naira. Now you have two options. The first option is to do nothing and not take this leap of faith. Remember, it is 100% risk-free. The second option is to make this small investment of 20,999 naira. Imagine you want to use 20,999 naira to learn for 36 days. That is approximately 530 naira every day. If you do your calculation, you're paying about 530 naira every day to speak better. Now, I want you to compare all the value you will get in return to how much you're paying. Speaking better can increase your chance for promotion. Speaking better I'm working with someone on my private client, and she said that she had lost a lot of opportunities because of how she speaks. She runs an NGO, she's in the UK, and she said that she has opportunities in about 6 countries where they are willing to work with our NGO to reach out to more people in line with what she's doing. But she's scared that when it is time for her to present, she cannot even defend herself. She has rejected a lot of TV shows, a lot of places where they would ask her to come and present her papers. She had rejected them. And one of the things that prompted her to really stand up to enroll on the personalized class, she enrolled on the personalized class of 450,000, was because lately she traveled to the UK to help her daughter, and the children cannot understand her. So she's just all alone in her world. And she said her son would always say that my friends would always laugh when they leave the house after every visit because of how you speak. Imagine. I've worked with people. There's a man that is having his MSc at the moment, and is in a class with where he's the only African. And he said the first time they had their first session, he spoke and it was difficult for people to understand him. And that reduced his confidence. He enrolled on my class in, I think, 2020 during the COVID. And right now he does MCs. He's still in the UK. Right now he does MCs. Can you believe someone who cannot speak in a class of less than 100? Now he does MCs in different schools. He had moved from point A to point B. I've worked with people that will tell you I have lost a lot of interviews because of how I sound. I'm a living testament, like they say. I lost an opportunity with GT Bank years ago. That one should be in 2018, before I started learning at all, because I couldn't speak well. I got all the other phases of the interview. When it got to the phase of presentation, I couldn't speak. I've worked with a woman who is working with First Bank at the moment, and she said that they moved her from one department to the other. And the new department where she is now, she needs to present, she needs to do a lot of presentation. But she feels like she's going to resign because she can't cope. But she couldn't resign because her daughters, 2 of them are in private universities, and they're all on her. The bills are on her. And you expect her to resign, she had to find help. So sometimes we do not have to wait until we lose opportunities or until we're at the verge of losing opportunities before we get help. And the truth is, you cannot imagine someone who has been doing something for years to someone who is just finding help or just looking for help at that point. It is not the same. Why do you think people like Awoshika and the rest, they glow and even catch out more after they retire from their 5 to 9 work? Because their communication skill is intact. You see them go on different forums to talk, and they talk boldly in a way that you love. You listen to them, you know they are not doing for net. These people are speaking rightly with. So back to my option. You either do nothing or you invest 20,999 naira tonight. And if it works, great. If not, reach out to me, ask for your money back, and you will get it. But remember, before you ask for your money back, make sure you do your own part. Don't just enroll and say, I'm Diction Queen.
I don't have time to attend. If you don't have time to attend, it's so simple. The Diction Mastery Academy comes with lifetime access. So whether you're sitting exam or you're preparing for something at the moment and you cannot attend, what I would recommend is enroll to save money. Enroll so that you won't have to pay 31,999 naira later. Enroll now and let us know when you would like to start. Or maybe you have started. Maybe you have started and at a point you needed to travel or you needed to do something. We have people tell us I'm on vacation and I don't want to do anything. I'll be back to so date. You would continue when you get back. Right? That is not a problem. Just make sure you put out words. We'll take note of you. When you're ready, you continue. That way, you do not get to pay more. Again, the account details is on the screen. You're paying into Olubukola R. Agbalaya UBA account 206-9725-016. All you need to pay right now is 20,999 naira instead of 31,999 naira. You're saving about 11,000. You're paying approximately 21,000 instead of 32,000. You're saving 11,000 naira if you pay right now. And of course, the academy comes with certificates. You learn Mondays to Saturdays at your convenient time, any time that works for you. Whether you're a pastor, you're a mother, you're a student, you go out early in the morning and come back late at night, any time that is convenient for you. You can learn on transit. You can learn on the bus, in transit rather. You can learn on the bus. You can learn on your bed when you get home. You can learn early in the morning before you pick up, any time that works for you. It's only on Fridays and on Saturdays that we meet on Zoom at 8 p.m. And for each session, we do a replay where you can watch and ask questions and practice. On Saturdays, we group you with others in the academy to practice with them. On Fridays, you practice with the Diction Queen. Mondays to Thursdays, you practice with the other instructors in the group. All you need is about 530 naira every day for 36 days. The academy is starting on Friday. Somebody is asking when the academy is starting on Friday. Somebody said, how much is to enroll? If you enroll right now, you're enrolling for 20,999 naira. After tonight, the fee goes to 31,999 naira. If you have questions, please ask. If you have questions about the academy, ask. If you have questions about what we have learned tonight, please ask. Someone says, as a guy that wants to speak like courageous I didn't know I am muted. I've been talking to myself all the while. Your coach, somebody ask a question. Let me go over the question again. As a guy that wants to speak well, blah, 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 which would you recommend, a male coach or a female coach? Now, if your reason is about your physique or your gesture and how you appear, it's not about a female coach or a male coach. What coaches will do for you is they will give you the tool that you need. It is now best for you to use that tool to show the unique you. There's something called the unique speaking skill in the academy. The unique speaking skill in the academy is what helps our clients, also in our personalized coaching, to be able to sound like them. We all have a unique way of speaking. You do not have to sound like the Diction Queen. Sound you. Be natural, be you, be authentic. That is what the unique speaking skill teaches in the academy. It's a topic on its own. And let's talk about my personalized coaching program. I have male and female. Now, when we talk about you presenting courageously, it all depends on who you are. My energy is different from your energy. So I cannot change that. I can only influence it. So it then depends on the kind of influence you seek. So asking for me to recommend whether a male or a female, I would say both work well. However, if you have preference, then that's on you. But whether a male coach can work with a male client or a female coach can work with a male client, it's all good. It's all good, except you have preferences, okay? Somebody said, please, will there be course break given? I don't understand what you mean, Oji. Can you please ask that question again? I do not understand that question, Oji. You can go over it again. If you have questions, please ask. Can you please send me the phone number on who to talk to concerning the details about the academy registration? Is it about the academy or the personalized coaching? For the academy, there are no other information aside everything I've said here. If you have questions here, you can ask. But if you're talking about the personalized coaching, you can reach out to any of the admins. Go to the WhatsApp group where you got this link. You're going to see admins. Just reach out to any of those numbers. They would address you. If it's something that they can be addressed, they would refer you to who is supposed to handle that. But for the academy, you can just ask any question you have concerning the academy right now. If you have registered, all you have to do is to send your payment proof to the group so that you will be one of the 20 people that will be booked down. Like I said, once we get 20 people, the fee goes back to 31,999 naira. Somebody says, please, ma'am, can I pay by the end of the month with your discount price? No, please. The discount fee is just for tonight. The academy is 31,999 naira. That's 32,000. So the discount is just given for those that are enrolling tonight. Please, can you repeat the aspect of the academy registration? Okay. The academy runs for 6 weeks, Mondays to Saturdays. You learn at your convenient time, anytime that works for you. You get lifetime access to the academy, which means that if you're not able to complete the academy in 6 weeks, we give you opportunity to keep learning. You keep joining the Zoom session. So Mondays to Fridays, you learn on the e-learning platform where you learn and you have quizzes to submit in the assignment WhatsApp group. This takes less than 10 minutes. Once you submit the assignment in the assignment WhatsApp group, the instructor listens to your assignment and gives feedback to each voice note, you have submitted. Once you're done with the academy, we give you your certificate and you join the alumni group. The alumni group is where we keep learning once a month to ensure that you do not forget everything you've learned and go back to your default setting and go back to your old self. The certificate can be used anywhere in the world. If there's any other thing I've not mentioned about the academy, you can ask. Also, if you're enrolled tonight, you would be paying 20,999 naira. After tonight, the fee goes back to 31,999 naira. If you also enroll tonight, you get all the bonuses I mentioned earlier, and you get a refund assurance, meaning if you go through the academy and do everything I ask you to do, and you do not get results, I would refund your money. I hope that answers your question. Please, how frequent would you be doing this? You mean the webinar? We run our webinars once a month. Okay, any other question? Any other question? If you have any other question, please let me know. Please, can we be given the cost for the program? The cost for the program. I don't understand. Somebody said I have sent mine, but I can't access my WhatsApp. Okay, do you mean you have made your payment? You can access your WhatsApp. You can send SMS to any of our numbers. I believe you have those numbers with you. So you can send SMS to any of those numbers. Please, will certificate be issued? Yes, it will. How much is the Diction Master Academy? If you pay tonight, you get to pay 20,999 naira. After tonight, the fee goes back to 31,999 naira. The word is pronounced issue. Issue. ISSUES is pronounced issue. Can we get the audio of this? No, the replay will be sent to the group. Any other question?
Okay, I think I've answered all of these questions. If you have other questions, please ask. So again, the academy is 20,999 naira if you pay tonight. Here is the account details to pay into. Olubukola R Agbala, yeah, UBA 20697250016. Once you have made your payment, send your payment proof to the WhatsApp group. Remember, once 20 people make their payment, the fee becomes 30,999 naira. So if you want to speak to impress anyone, anytime, anywhere, I encourage you to register right now. Take advantage of the 87% off. Pay 20,999 naira instead of 31,999 naira. Get all the bonuses worth 85,500 naira. And of course, get the opportunity to get your money back if you do not get results, so that you can become a confident and eloquent speaker in 6 weeks. Again, this is the account details. All the bonuses I promised that you get 20 short pronunciation videos worth 15,000 naira. You get it for free if you enroll tonight. You get my vocabulary development PDF worth 5,000 naira. If you enroll tonight, you get it for free. You get my video on how to never be at a loss for words. I sell this for 10,000 naira. You get it for free should you enroll tonight. You get my ebook on Know Your Silent Words worth 5,000 naira. You get it tonight if you enroll for free. You also get my ebook on English punctuation marks worth 7,500 naira. You get all of these tonight if you enroll for free. If you enroll tonight, again, this is the account details. UBA 20697250016. Olubukola RB Agbalaya. After tonight, the fee goes back to 31,999 naira. Also, you get the 100 commonly grammatical errors and their corrections worth 12,000 naira for free if you enroll tonight. You'd also get my ebook on 10 commonly misused expressions and their corrections. This is worth 6,000 naira, but you get it for free if you enroll tonight. You'd also get my video on how to earn more with your speaking skills. This is worth 25,000 naira. You will get it for free if you enroll tonight. All the bonuses are valued at 85,500 naira, but you get all of these for free should you enroll tonight. Plus, you save 11,000 naira. You get to pay 20,999 naira instead of 31,999 naira. The account details again is UBA 20697250016. Olubukola RB Agbalaya. The academy create or present to you an opportunity to learn, not just learn, practice for mastery that then translates to transformation in 6 weeks. The academy is very affordable because if you calculate it, you're learning for 36 days at your convenient time. So time is not a barrier. You also get lifetime access, meaning after 6 weeks, you can always go back to learn. You can even use it for your children. And of course, all you need is just 20,999 naira. And what's the worst that can happen? If you do not get value, after you have done everything I ask you to do, you do not get results, ask for a refund. The replay of this session will be sent to the group. You can edit that part out, or you can just do a recording. Again, the academy is still available. Once you get 20 people, the fee goes back to 31,999 naira. If you have questions, please ask. Somebody says, when are we getting the benefits materials? You mean the bonuses? It will be sent to the academy. Everyone who makes that payment would get access to the academy, the WhatsApp group. So it will be sent there so you can start to practice before the academy starts. This academy is starting on Friday, next week Friday. So by next week Friday, we kickstart the academy. Please, can I enroll by next month? Of course you can. But like I said, after tonight, the fees goes back to 31,999 naira. So yes, you can enroll next month at that fee. I just sent a message now for confirmation of payment till I can't see that. Okay, I think one of the admins must have replied. Ma'am, when is next for the enrollment? Your question is not clear, Gift. Do you mean When is the next academy starting, or would you mean what is next to be done? Your question isn't clear. I want to ask, can I get the course and pay on installments? At the moment, we do not have installment payment package, so you have to pay in full. However, if it is something that you can complete your payment tomorrow, then I can give you opportunity to pay 50% now and you make your complete payment tomorrow, or let's say before Friday, before the academy starts. If that works for you, then you can go ahead. You can make 50% payment now and you complete the payment before the academy starts on Friday. That works. Okay. Please check your inbox. Okay, I think I've attended to that. Please check your inbox. I have sent a message till I am able to access my WhatsApp and post my receipt. Okay, that's nice. That will be attended to. Do we have any other question? Okay, one of the admins should have replied to that. How much is it to enroll in the Diction Master Academy, ma? Sarah, if you enroll tonight, it is 20,999 naira. After tonight, the fee goes back to 31,999 naira. Please, if you have questions, ask. If you have questions about what we learned or about the academy, please feel free to ask. I am here to attend to your questions. You might be wondering, why should I enroll in the academy? Aside from the fact that the academy would help transform your speaking skill, there are other advantages. During this webinar, you would realize that I did not only focus on pronunciation and diction, even though that was the focus. At some point where I have the opportunities, I call your attention to grammar, I called your attention to vocabulary building and all, where we talked about ma and not ma'am, where we talked about bath and bathe and so on. That is one of the importance of enrolling in the academy. The academy does, should I say, a total work on your communication skill. We do not just focus on how you pronounce words, especially when you ask questions. Whether you struggle with grammar or vocabulary, we are there to help you. You just ask. Ask specific questions on those areas of speaking skills that you struggle with, and you will be glad to get answers. And our answers are not just answers, they are always actionable answers, actionable steps that you can take. You realize that as much as I explain pronunciations, I try to tell you this is what you should do, this is what you should not do. Don't rush your words, don't do this, don't do that. That is because sometimes it's not just about knowing what to do, but knowing how to do what to do. Like they say, it's not about what you say sometimes, but how you say what you say. So the academy is the best communication academy you can ever be. So if you're really serious about how you sound, if you're tired of embarrassing yourself, I've worked with someone who says she's a Nigerian and she lived in the US, and she said that everywhere she goes, people can easily tell where she came from. That was before she attended the academy. And after some months, she was able to say that, wow, now when she speaks, people ask her, where are you from? And that was hard for her. She didn't want people to easily say, oh, you're a Ghanaian, you're a Nigerian. Some people find it annoying, even though they are proud of where they are from. But they find it annoying when, by the time you say one or two words, people can tell where you're from. I worked with a woman that said that her son attends a school, a British school in Nigeria. I would not like to mention the name of the school. And the teacher had to call her that her son is not speaking well enough compared to how others speak because of the home front. It's how they speak at home. So the child would have learned a particular pronunciation, go back home, and by the time the child returns, the child go back to the old self. And the woman said she had to take responsibility. She had to enroll in class. And now a child is one of those children that they would always call out to make presentations. You know how schools are. They would not call $1 to come and present on their party days or on their competitions. They would only go for the best because that's what they need at that time. And a son is one of those that they are calling out at the moment. So what am I saying? Some of you do not have to do it for your own sake. You might have to do it for your children's sake. Some of you might have to do it for your career. Some of you have a brighter future. You know where you're going. You know what you want to do out there. And you know that in the future, your communication skill will be one of your biggest strengths. Why wait until the future? Like I said earlier, you cannot compare someone who has been working on a particular skill for years to another person who's just working on it. No matter how fast the result is, if the commitment is there, the person who started first will do better. So if you're here and you really know that your communication skill is worth investing on, invest in the 6-week Diction Master Academy. In case you prefer private classes, we have private classes available. We take just 5 clients every month. And then, like I said, the fee ranges between 180,000 to 450,000 Naira. So if you'd like to talk more about that, you can reach out to any of the admins and we will be glad to walk you through. If somebody said, ma'am, I can pay half today and complete it next week. Yes. The academy is starting next week, Friday. Today is Sunday. Yes, it's starting on Friday. So you can complete the rest before Friday. Okay, any other question? If you have questions, please ask. The account number is still on the sheet. Please, can I pay 10,000 right now and complete it before the academy starts? Yes, please. You can do that. Pay 10,000 right now and you complete it before the academy starts. Yes. Can you please send me the number on who to talk to concerning the details about the academy? I think I've attended to that already. Like I said, if you want to attend, if it's the academy, you can ask your questions now. There is no other details if it's about the academy. But if it is about the private coaching program, you can just reach out to any of the admins. The private coaching program, again, ranges between 180,000 Naira to 450,000 Naira. So if it's something you like to invest on, which I guarantee you would never regret it, then you can go ahead. Okay, any other question? Any other question? I am here. Which Friday? The date, ma'am. Okay, let me get the dates of when the academy started. So you can make half payment now and then you do a balance payment before the academy starts. That works. At least that helps you to save. March 9. March 9. I guess it's March. March, this is May. June, rather, excuse me. Okay, it's May 30th. Yes. So for salary earners, you would have got access to your payments as well then. So you can just balance up. Please, ma'am, you kept saying the program start next week, Friday. Yes, that is the Diction Mastery Academy. That is March 30th. According to my calendar, March 30th. Okay, and somebody says, what is the difference between the private coaching program and the academy? Oh, a whole lot of differences. The first is the fee, right? The group class, the academy is a group class. It's a group class. Right now in the academy, we have, so far, those that have enrolled in the academy, we have 1,000 and over 1,800 people from different parts of the world. So it's a group class. So when we have our Zoom sessions on Fridays and Saturdays, like we have different people from different places, right? So we talk about, in the academy, another thing is we have general curriculum. For our private class, we don't have general curriculum, just a curriculum that suits you. So let's assume you enroll in the academy and you struggle with using the right words and, of course, pronouncing your words right. So in our private class, we can work on both simultaneously and even help you to unlock some difficulties or some issues you do not know you have. Why in the academy? If you struggle with both, we would focus on diction, the reason why everybody is in that group. We would not say that because only you struggles with forgetting your words, then we start to talk about forgetting your words, except you ask maybe just one question around that topic. I don't know if you get it. So the private coaching is for you. It's tailored to suit you, just like you're going to your own tailor office and they do a measurement of you and they just build something to suit you. It's different from a club or an NGO where they just create different uniforms and they'll now say, everybody come and start to wear these ones. Anyone that suits you, just go with it. If it doesn't suit you well, go and amend it at home. Something like that. Tailored based.
That is the private coaching program. Another thing about the private coaching program is you get to pick your preferred schedule and time. So the structure for the private coaching program, we meet twice a week, live, you and the Diction Queen, you and I, just you and I, no other person. So it gives you the opportunity to come out and say some things you cannot discuss in public. It's also for some people that they do not want others to know that they are also on this course. Some people are public figures, so they don't want you to know that I'm also paying for this. Some people would even tell you, I can't send my payment proof to the public. So it's for someone who wants something private, just you and I. No other persons know that you're doing this. It gives you the opportunity to discuss some things that you might not be vulnerable enough to talk about in public space. So it helps us to work more. It gives us detailed into who you are, your experience, your life, and everything. And that helps to structure our own curriculum. Then the schedule, you pick your preferred days, you pick your preferred time. And there's some information I can never share in the group classes that I will share with you in the private course. So it's not the same. So if you're really interested in this diagnostic, I wouldn't say I think, I assure you it's the best option. Okay, when are we starting the academy? May 30th. Please, ma'am, the private coaching class lasts for how long? Like I said, we have different packages. We have the one for 3 weeks. That is 180,000 naira. We have the one for 6 weeks. That is 300,000 naira. And we have the one for 10 weeks. That is 450,000 naira. So it depends on the one you're going. That's why I said the fee ranges between 180,000 to 450,000. If you need more information about the private coaching program, please reach out to any of the admins. We can book a call and you can ask all your questions. But then the academy is still available. The account number is still on the group. You get to pay 20,999 naira right now instead of 31,999 naira, and you get all of these bonuses. Plus, you get the refund assurance. If you go through the academy and you do not get results, yes, I will do a refund. How long will the coaching program run? I think I answered that. 3 weeks, 6 weeks, 10 weeks. Depends on the one you're going for. Okay, any other question? Any other question? If you have other questions, please ask. Can I pay half and complete it next week? Yes, you can do that. We're starting the academy May 30th. So if you're a salary earner, you can do a deposit tonight so that you can still get it for that fee of 21,999 naira. And you can make a balance payment at the end of the month. Otherwise, if you're paying at the end of the month, then you'd have to pay 31,999 naira. Any other question, please? Any other question? Any other question? Again, the academy is for anyone who wants to be able to speak to impress anywhere, anytime. The academy focuses on pronunciation and diction. And of course, you have lifetime access to the academy. Mondays to Fridays, you learn at your convenient time, anytime that works for you. All you need is about 10 minutes. Saturdays and then Fridays, we meet on Zoom, where we learn by 8 p.m. There we practice together. It is not just about you coming here, listening like we just did tonight. No, it is more about I listening to you, correcting you, and giving you feedback, correcting you, advising you, reviewing what you have done for you to get better. So the academy right now, you can get access to 20,999 naira. After tonight, the academy gets back to 31,999 naira. Please, what medium are you sending the bonuses to, and when are we getting them? Soon. So once the payments are acknowledged, you get access to the academy WhatsApp group. That is where you get access to the bonuses. So you can start to learn with them before the program starts.
Any other question? Any other question? Any other question? Any other question? The account details is still on the screen. And once you pay tonight, you get access to all of these bonuses. You get access to 20 short pronunciation videos. You get access to my vocabulary development PDF. You get access to a video on how to never be at a loss for words. You get access to your Know Your Styling ebook. You get access to an ebook on English punctuation marks. You also get access to an ebook that contains 100 common grammatical errors and their corrections. You get access to an ebook that contains 10 commonly misused expressions and their corrections. And of course, you get access to a video on how to earn more with your speaking skill. Whatever you do, you can earn more with your speaking skill. You don't have to be a teacher or you have to be a diction teacher before you earn. Whatever you do, there are ways you can present yourself that will let people perceive you better and pay you more. All of these are worth 85,500 Naira. And of course, you get them for free if you enroll tonight. Yeah. So where is the account details again? Pay 20,999 Naira now to grab all the bonuses, get access to the program, and of course, get access to my complete refund assurance, which says that after you enroll on the academy, you do everything I ask you to do, and you do not get results, I will refund your money. So let me ask you, aside from the fee, is there any reason why you haven't enrolled tonight? Let's have a conversation. Aside from the fee, is there any other reason? Maybe you have concerns, you're not sure if it would suit you. Is there any other reason why you haven't enrolled tonight? If there is, please let me know in the chat. Let's have that conversation. My payment is yet to be acknowledged. Do not worry, all payments will be acknowledged. If you haven't sent it to the group, if you can't send it to the group, for example, somebody said he has issues with his WhatsApp, send it to send it as SMS. Send it as SMS if you cannot send it to the group. Any of the admins, do you have any of the admins' number? If you send it as SMS, let me know. That would work. Okay. So apart from payment issue, is there any other reason why you have not registered? Let's have that conversation. How can you earn with the skill? Yes, you're going to get a bonus on that. Thank you, Mom. I'm sure we are done for today. Yes, it's question and answer session. So if you have questions about what we have learned or you have questions about the academy, feel free to ask. So I'm also asking a question at the moment. Why haven't you enrolled tonight? Apart from the fee, is there any other reason perhaps I can help? Is there any other reason? Perhaps you need clarity on something? Feel free to ask. I am here. Anyone? Anyone? Okay, the account details is still on the screen. Make your payment, send your receipt to the group. 20,999 Naira. After tonight, the fee goes back to 31,999 Naira. If you would like to take advantage of this and you do not have enough funds, you can do half payment and you complete the payment before the academy starts. The academy is scheduled to start on Friday, and that is May 30th. May 30th. Okay. Any question? Do you need clarity on anything? Okay. Like I said, the academy is not just a place for you to learn. It is a place for you to practice. So perhaps you have joined a diction class before where you have learned and you feel you know everything, but you need to practice. Then the academy is a place for you. Or perhaps you haven't learned diction at all before. Yes, the academy is appropriate for beginners. Also, if your objective is to network with others, people from different parts of the world, the academy is a place for you to be. The academy is not just an academy, it's a community of like-minded people where you can network, you can access opportunities, and of course, you can keep improving your communication skills. So if you need clarity on anything about the academy, please feel free to ask. In the absence of any question, I would like to end the session. So do you have any question? Any question at all? Excuse me. Any question at all? Due to my busy schedule, can I pick a time convenient for me? That is something you can do in the private coaching program. In the academy, you cannot pick a time that is convenient for you. What you can do in the academy, what you can do is you can learn at a time that is convenient for you. It's not like you would pick. Any time that works for you, you go to the e-learning platform to learn. Then on Saturdays and on Fridays, we meet at 8 p.m. Right? So the academy gives you the opportunity to learn at your convenient time. I hope I have not confused you, Mr. Isaac. The academy gives you the opportunity to learn at your convenient time. Say, for example, you go to work and you return quite late. So you can start to learn early in the morning on your way to work, or in the afternoon when you're on break at work, or at night when you return before you go to bed, or midnight if you're the type that would always have 1 or 2 breaks in between. That works. But on Fridays and on Saturdays when we have the live session, you need to work according to the schedule, which is 8 p.m. On days that you miss them, you get access to the replay. I hope that answers your question, Mr. Isaac. The academy will run for 6 weeks, right? Yes. It's a 6 weeks academy. You learn Mondays to Saturdays at your convenient time. After the program, when are we getting our certificate? So once you complete the Diction Mastery Academy, you get access to your project. Once you submit your project, if your project convinces us that yes, you're ready to leave the academy, you're transformed, and we're satisfied, yes, you get your certificate. Otherwise, sometimes we recommend that you keep joining the Zoom session and you keep learning on the platform. If that is fine by you, you keep learning until after a few weeks, you can reach out again and we can see your progress again and then give out your certificate. Any other question? Any other question? Okay. The academy is still open for you tonight at the rate of 20,999 naira. After tonight, the fee goes back to 31,999 naira. Plus, if you pay tonight, you get access to all the bonuses. You get access to 20 short pronunciation videos. You get access to vocabulary development PDF. You get access to a video on how to never be at a loss for word. You get access to my PDF on Know Your Silent Words. You get access to my ebook on English punctuation marks. You get access to my ebook on 100 common grammatical errors and their corrections. You get access to 10 commonly misused expressions and their corrections. And get access to a video on how to earn more with your speaking skill. All of these worth 85,500 now. You get access to them for free if you enroll tonight. Also, you get access to the refund assurance, meaning if you go through the academy and you do everything I ask you to do and you do not get results, I will refund. Remember, you have to do all I ask you to do. You have to follow through. You have to play your part. Do not be a lazy participant. So save 11,000 and enroll tonight for just 20,999 naira. To UBA account 2069725 016. Olubukola R. Agbalaya. So you can do a screenshot of the account details, and of course, you can send your payment tonight. After tonight, the fee goes back to 31,999 naira. So somebody said I close work by 8 p.m. So the meeting on Fridays might not be convenient for me. You can always watch the replays. You can always watch the replay. Okay, and since you close by 8 p.m. on your way home, you can always use your headset to join us. Any other question? Okay, I need to go now. I am glad that you got value for the webinar you paid for. If you're here and you're interested in the academy, feel free to ask questions for clarity so you can enjoy the discount and of course all the bonuses available tonight. If you are interested in the private coaching program, you can also reach out to us. At least I can afford to give you maybe a discount for the next 24 hours if it's something you're really interested in. Thank you, everyone. The account details is still on the screen. You can do a screenshot of it. And of course, we will be here to help you. Now, imagine the value you got for 1,000 naira. I can assure you to get more, much more in the academy, and much more in the private coaching program. I need to go now. Thank you, everyone. The replay to this webinar will be sent to the group. The link to access it will be sent to the group, so you can access the replay and keep practicing as well. Have a nice evening. Yeah, I can see any question. Bye-bye. Thank you, Diction Queen. It was a great time. I appreciate your feedback, Arabelle. Okay, bye. Bye, Isaac. Thank you.